All righty. Welcome back in. Tackling some more BBMs, fellas. We got 3 more on the docket here. First game of the NBA conference finals was last night. We also going to build out a pick-em entry for the East final after the first draft here. But yeah, Best Ball Mania 6. This is what we are. This is what we live for. We're trying to get another 20-second clock draft in here so that we can bang out as many of these on stream as we humanly can. And Spicy's going to slap us in the face anytime we're yapping too long. So we'll give you guys, I don't know, about 30 seconds to file in here, and then we can enter this first draft. Of course, if you do want to draft with us, just go to the Best Ball Mania 6 main lobby and select the 20-second clock option there. And then, yeah, if you guys are new to Underdog, of course, you can sign up with our promo code, which will be linked in the chat. I will drop that down below. Thunder and 5. Yeah, I saw your boy Shay catching a lot of strays for his flop opportunities.
Yeah, no, the Thunder look like the clear favorite right now. I'm curious if you check the odds right now. I believe they're like minus 200 to win the championship. Like they are the favorite across the field, and like you would have to literally put down $100 to win 50.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy that a team, when there's four left, they're in that position.
Let me see exactly what it is right now. So NBA futures currently, yeah, the Thunder are minus 240 to win the championship. For reference, minus 240 are the Thunder. The number 2 favorite is the Knicks at plus 500. The third favorite is the Pacers at plus 825. And honestly, I might have to get into the Timberwolves at plus 850.
Yeah, that's not bad considering I would imagine they're probably a better team than the East teams are.
Of 100%. Like, yeah, I guess
they come back in this series and beat the Thunder, which this series seems to be, I don't know, it was a close game up until the last fourth quarter or so.
It was game 1 in OKC. They were expected to win that game.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, let's get entered into this draft. If you guys want to join it, of course, go to the main lobby. We're doing 20-second clocks here. Brandon says nothing better than watching the two best in the biz. When the redraft content start coming out later this week, Danny's going to be heading on down to buttfuck nowhere where I live now, and my little recording setup beside me here. I got some dummy batteries for the cameras, so they shall not die on us while we're recording. And I think we'll rip some redraft rankings in person, back and forth, Yap style, as you guys are probably used to when it comes to us when we're talking about a one spot discrepancy in our rankings. We will get passionate about said one spot discrepancy. And how could you possibly, Danny, have Chase Brown ahead of Bucky Irving or whatever we're going to yap about in that?
Wait, do you have Bucky Irving ahead of Chase Brown?
I do, yeah. I have him one spot ahead.
Ooh, okay. Might have just given a nice little topic of discussion.
Yeah, well, we could also talk about Kenneth Walker for 36 minutes again.
Yeah, I know. It's no use spending that much time on mid.
Yeah, facts.
Oh,
Cowboys debate will ensue. Yeah, I mean, so thankfully for the running back episode, there is no Cowboys running back that'll find himself in our top 20 to 24.
You don't see George Pickens as a clear top 12 wide receiver this year, Corey? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Danny's gonna have him over Nico or something. Actually, that's a bad example. You love Nico. You're gonna have him over St. Brown.
You're gonna have him over Ramonra.
Yep. You got 5 more people to get into this draft. Again, BBM 6. Sorry, I almost said BBM 5. We are a year behind. And shout out to Bush, myself here, making it to the finals in the BDG trivia. I did sneak by narrowly over Will and Nick in the semifinals. If you guys haven't checked that out, definitely go watch it. It was a friggin' nail biter. We all took a game, and it was basically coming down to like thirds and second places there. But that was a couple fun categories there. Shout out to Jamal Williams' 2022 season, his only 1,000-yard rushing season. Also, the comment section was a little bit of justice for Bush there. I mean, they dragged me for the most part because I was yapping too much, but I did say Peyton Hillis, and I didn't get credit for it, even though he was a 1,000-yard rusher one time, which was the category.
Yeah, no, that's wild.
People I'm assuming Sexy said he's not a 1,000. It didn't count because he switched positions or whatever.
That's such a weird qualifier.
But he was a 1,000-yard rusher in that season where he was the Madden cover athlete.
Hey, you're not getting credited for Peyton Hillis. I'm not getting credited for JJ McCarthy, even though he didn't clarify.
We all knew that was coming.
It is what it is. At the end of the day, we can all agree on this.
Sexy masterclass hosting job. Yeah, it was a bit of a disaster.
Yeah, for real.
Or a couple of them were clean, but all I know is if Danny didn't get screwed, FSC would have won the tourney. Get out of here, dude. Those like you guys are gonna see. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but you guys are gonna see in the finals just how brain rot the categories were.
Yeah.
Like they were like, you know, when the moon's half full and the stars are out, who had the most rushing yards? Like it was brutal. They were crazy, like brain rot questions.
I said it when we were in New York, but I said I'm glad that I don't have to play the last couple of rounds because I would have been so tired. Because for full transparency, me, Mason, and Bush actually went out for dinner, and Bush got pulled mid dinner right when he was about to eat, right even before he got to eat. He got pulled from dinner to go play in the trivia, and he had to spend like another 2 or 3 hours playing trivia because that was the semifinal. Then he had to play the final right after. So I was making the jokes on the site. In actuality, though, the main reason why I don't mind that I didn't have to play another couple rounds is because I don't think the comment section I would have been able to last through another couple rounds of that.
Yeah, dude, I was wiped by the end of that. By the end of that trivia session, I started the semifinal round. I think 2, 3, like 1 o'clock or something like that, and then we were going for like 4 hours for the finals because the finals I believe was 6 games too, if I'm not mistaken. Like it was a lot of games that we played.
6 games?
Yeah, it was a lot, dude. I was in there. I was in that chair for like 4 hours straight because I was also in the previous semifinal round, like right before that.
Yeah, that is wild. Also, we are waiting on one. If you guys want to get in this draft with us, feel free to join the BBM. Never mind. It looks like did Arthur get the last spot?
He might have, yeah.
He might have. Oh, we got the best pick in the draft, baby.
Yeah, 106 is a nice pick. Getting one of those top 6 guys for sure.
Clear top 6 this year.
I think I asked you this last stream, but has your 7, 8, 9 changed at all? Because I think that's going to be the real discussion when it comes to like best ball and redraft rankings. Is I tend to think that people will have some order of Chase, Jefferson, Lamb, Bijan, Barkley, Gibbs in the first 6 picks. Whatever
they should be the top 6. So.
They should be the top 6, but I've seen people take Puka that high and things of that nature. My 7, 8, 9 did change a little bit since the last time.
How did it change?
So I think before I had St. Brown 7, Achane 8, and McCaffrey 9, but I have St. Brown 7, Achane 8, Puka 9, and McCaffrey is 10. And I also moved Genty out of the second round into the first round at 11.
Okay, so for my rankings right now, I was actually sorted on expert. I currently have it Nico Collins at 7, Ashton Genty at 8, Puka at 9. BTJ at 10, Neighbors at 11, St. Brown at 12, HN at 13, McCaffrey at 14. I have 2 separate tiers. So I have the Nico Collins to Puka Nacua with Ashton Genty sandwiched between. Just in terms of stability, obviously the talent of the players, like they all have combinations. For Ashton Genty, it's a younger running back guaranteed to have a big touch workload. For Puka Nacua, it's the ideal usage in that McVay system. I don't think he has quite the upside ceiling that he maybe had last year with Devontae Adams there to maybe put him up with the Jefferson, Lamb, and Chase tier. But given the insulation of that offense, I think he's pretty clearly at least a top 10 overall pick. And then I have Nico Collins at 7, just because when I combine the quarterback stability, passing nature,
Gibbs.
Wait, what? Oh, Gibbs, yeah. Jahmyr Gibbs. When I'm combining the quarterback ability, when I'm combining the passing nature, obviously a top 5 overall receiver in terms of efficiency last season, 20-plus points per game, especially when it comes to the context of best ball, because Nico Collins, to me, is the type of wide receiver that can break a slate open.
Yeah. I mean, at the risk of starting a yapping argument over 2 guys that I have ranked both in elite categories, my preference would be St. Brown. I guess in best ball, you could definitely get me there because it's half PPR instead of full PPR. Yeah. That's going to be a hard discussion for me, honestly. St. Brown versus Nico. I think that St. Brown is just so unbelievably solid and will give you like 10 touchdowns, 1,400 yards, 100 catches, no problem. And the only tiebreak for me there is honestly just that Collins has been a little bit banged up. I think the Texans offensive line is going to go through some shuffling and whatnot in the first couple weeks of the season. Whereas St. Brown, Goff, and like I know Ben Johnson's gone, but I still expect that offense to operate as a top 5 to 8 unit. And I feel a little bit more comfortable in the projection with St. Brown versus Collins, but they're both like, they're both really good high floor guys, really high ceiling guys. Obviously, Nico slightly higher ceiling, especially in half PPR for the big plays. But St. Brown, I would argue, maybe in a full PPR setting, has just as good of a ceiling because of how many targets and catches he gets.
I get that point. However, this is kind of when it comes back to me. I don't think those guys are going to have a big hit, but I think it's more so just we had a 34 point per game offense last year. They had the perfect situation. It doesn't matter how good Morton is as an offensive schemer, as an offensive coordinator. He can't be Ben Johnson. Like if he's Ben Johnson, he's going to just be hired as the next head coach, obviously. But the only sample size that we've seen from him in the NFL, he was an average level offensive coordinator. And an average level offense coordinator, given what we saw last year, may take the 34 points per game we saw, maybe even down to 26, 27, which is still a top 5, top 3 level offense. But for the purpose of just projectable ceiling, I think Nico's situation, who, by the way, Nico Collins and Amon St. Brown point per games wise last year was already pretty close. Now you're seeing a situation where Nico Collins
by the way.
Achan's
very clearly the highest ranked player for me here.
Yeah. Just pull the trigger on that. But with Nico Collins, his offensive situation is getting better. With Amon-Ra, it's at best only holding pat, if not getting worse, more than likely. Sorry.
Yeah, I have a really large tier of players from 7 all the way down to 16. Yeah. I have a mega tier of St. Brown, Puka, Collins, Neighbors, Thomas, and London at wide receiver. I can argue any which one of those guys first, legitimately. Like I really do think that you can convince me that Collins should be one of that group. You can convince me that Puka should be one of that group. That St. Brown could be one of that group. That Neighbors and Thomas and
minus 7 to 14.
Like those guys are all just absolute stone cold lock projections for 150 plus targets. You know, Neighbors, Thomas going to give you some more big play upside. London probably a lot of touchdown upside. Collins obviously big play upside. St. Brown and Puka probably just pure target volume and that kind of thing. But then Achan, McCaffrey, Genty, and Henry are the running backs in that tier for me as well. So I honestly, like, if you guys are taking away anything from that, I would say that picking, let's say 109 to 111, 112 is probably not a whole lot different than picking 107. But you might get a better, combination of players near the turn than versus if you were picking 107, you might miss out on that tier coming back into the second round. But the third round is also, a consideration for that area too. So once we get into redraft conversation, it's going to be really interesting to go through and parse through like exactly what the tiers are.
Yeah, and we're guaranteed one of the two. I'm literally cool with either of those top receivers. I do have Chase Brown rated higher comparatively, but we already have Gibbs. We already have Achan. I can't start.
Got to go Tyreek here, right?
Got to go with Tyreek or JSN. I technically have JSN one spot higher, but if you're more able to stomach the risk with Tyreek, I think he's a fine pick here.
Yeah, I actually I have Jacobs ahead of sorry, I don't have Jacobs ahead of Chase Brown, but he's really close in terms of my ranking of Chase Brown. So Tyreek would have been my highest rated player overall there. But yeah, that tier of players from like AJ Brown, Chase Brown, any of like the back end RB1s, the Chase Browns, the Irvings, the Kyrans, the JTs,
the correlation as well.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to really sort through these guys so far because I really do think that they all just have their merits. They all kind of blend together.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, just especially from a correlating perspective. Now it opens us up to Tua later on. I'm curious, do the Lions and the Dolphins play at all this year?
I don't know.
Just a random factor. I'm just like curious.
Dolphins, for what it's worth, play Tampa Bay in Week 17 too.
Interesting. We'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, could be. That's a nice group of offenses to stack up. The one thing that bothers me a little bit about the Flock League is that I felt like I was investing in really safe, projectable offenses with the Jets, with the Dolphins,
they were all dog shit.
The Chiefs last year, and all of them relative to expectations really disappointed me. But I think generally that strategy was sound. I just happened to pick the offenses that were disappointing.
Yeah, you just trusted a bunch of urine.
Yeah. I really thought that the Jets were going to be a top 12 scoring unit. I definitely thought that the Chiefs and Dolphins would be. So sucks. Injury played a big part of that for both Kansas City and Miami, though. Tua going down really hurt that offense's bottom line, and same goes for all the receivers getting hurt for Kansas City.
Yeah, no, I just realized, by the way, Week 17 this year, the Cowboys versus the Commanders is at 1 p.m. on Christmas.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. That would be the Saturday game then, I suppose.
Thursday game.
Oh, right. Yeah, they're Thursday Christmas games, right?
Yeah.
Lions, Vikings, Broncos, Chiefs too on that same day. That's a lot of good football that day.
My vote is just for Travis here.
Yeah, we could go with Trav. Let me see who's my highest rated player of this group, technically speaking. Yeah,
Mine's pretty clearly Travis.
I technically have Smith ahead of Trav, but he actually just went, so that's fine. Yeah, I'd go with Travis here.
Let's get it. And then maybe we get like a falling JMO or
I think that's a bit steep for me on Jameson Williams.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he's more of like a sixth round kind of projection for me in terms of where I would actually feel comfortable taking him.
Maybe Kittle.
Yeah, Kittle. I'm just gonna have an absurd amount of Kittle this year.
Dude, he's so free.
Kittle's like ESPN receiver score last year was second among any receiving option, running back, wide receiver, or tight end, which is insane to think about that. How many times have you and I said, oh, we're not worried about the target competition. We just love George Kittle. He's just that dude. And every year he returns on ADP. Well, it's like now Debo on freaking Ayuk is probably not going to be 100% to start the year, maybe even not even on the field at all to start the year. Like, how does Kittle not crush, especially the first 6 to 8 games of the year? Like, he might legit have a touchdown per game every single week.
Also, I think this is a fine worry. The difference for me, quite simply, is I'm cool with overdrafting Travis Hunter because I think it's going to be a Rashee Rice factor prior to him getting hurt. Where, yeah, you could have argued last year, the people that got Rashee Rice in the 7th, after everybody got him there, you shouldn't have drafted him in the 4th when his ADP rose. However, when he was smashing, you don't care if you got him in the 4th or the 7th. You got a player that was hitting your lineup every week. For me, that's going to be Travis Hunter because regardless of whether he's a 4th, whether he's a 5th, maybe he goes down to a late 6th by the time all those casuals come back and they say, oh, what if he plays corner? I think he's legitimately going to be an 1,100, 1,200 yard level rookie.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I mean, Mason knows we love Travis, so that's not a...
What are your thoughts, by the way, on triple stacking the Miami offense? Because
I wouldn't take Waddle this high.
I wouldn't either.
I would rather have Ridley of the options or Addison too.
What about Chuba or Mixon?
I think we can get a good running back.
All right, let's go
falling value in the 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th. Like, I don't want to take the first falling value. You know what I mean?
I'll go with that. Yeah, 5th feels a little steep.
Especially just because we'll be a little bit behind the 8 ball if we didn't take a receiver there.
We're eating our vegetables.
Yeah, we are eating our vegetables. We are going to get 2018 Kittle when he had 0 target competition. Yeah, I think we also could get, was it 2022 Mark Andrews, where he just he just had like 157 targets that year or whatever?
Yep. Starting for safety, by the way. Oh, okay. I see. I know what you mean.
Yes, good star for safety.
Yeah, big star.
Did you see the report today that Dobbins might be signing to the Texans?
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know what to make of it.
I think that would kind of add up in terms of what I thought of Mixon by the end of the season. Like, I think the Texans probably have to be thinking, if we lose Mixon, we won't be able to run the ball.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to run the football on that team? Like Dameon Pierce? Like,
it's annoying for I actually hope, what I hope it opens? Very, very cheap J.K. Dobbins shares right now, because if you can get him and he doesn't sign with the Texans, it's more than likely he's going to have an immediate opportunity to start at another spot if he held out.
Well, I mean, he's going like 16th, 17th round. Well, I would say if I were him, I would definitely just hold out until there's like an injury of some kind in camp or in preseason or whatever. But you never know. Like, it's possible that he just wants to go somewhere. Like, he hasn't made a shit ton of money in his career. Someone offers him like the money he's looking for, he'll probably just go there. I tend to think that he's going to nuke somebody. I don't know exactly how big of a nuke he is necessarily. But I do think, there's a backfield out there that we're drafting a guy with projectable volume who's probably not going to have projectable volume once Dobbins goes there. And I think the two logical answers are DeAndre Swift and Javonte Williams. I don't know how much those guys have interest in Dobbins.
I wanted Jerry Jeudy to fall.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have week 17 correlation with Godwin to the Dolphins. So
that's
he would be ideally what we're looking for. I'm just going to...
Laporta's reasonable too.
Yeah, I'm going to have a stupid amount of Chris Godwin this year. Just a stupid amount. Jaguars
play against the Colts, by the way.
Yeah. if you're not drafting Godwin obscenely high, you better be drafting Mike Evans in the second round or hammering Emeka Egbuka anytime you
go
can.
Godwin first.
Yeah, I would go Godwin first.
Let's hope Laporta falls. If Laporta doesn't fall, maybe we get like a Judkins or a Matthew Golden or someone like that. Keep in mind too, maybe if like a Colts available, like we can get like a Michael Pittman later on to correlate the Jaguars versus Colts.
Yeah, do we have differing bye weeks? Would you be comfortable if we had Goff and Tua as our quarterbacks, or would you want a third?
I'd be cool with that. We could also do Trevor Lawrence because we have Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
we have options. We can get 2 of the 3 of the guys.
Yeah, I think
Pearsall goes round 6.
Who does?
Pearsall.
Yeah, Ricky Pearsall goes high, man.
Holy shit, that's insane. Did he go straight up over Ayuk?
Yeah, I think so.
Wild.
I kind of get it, but I don't at the same time.
Yeah, that's wild to me. Chris Godwin has one ankle. I'll just let you address that.
Chris Godwin works harder than anybody on the field, man. He'll be back to full strength. I have no question in my mind.
You cool with Diggsy here or Jaden Reed?
I would rather take Judkins over anybody on the board right now.
We have 2 running backs though.
I don't care.
Well, what's the running back board? Yeah, fuck.
There he goes. Okay.
Jaden Reed?
Yeah, Jaden Reed would be my preferred option here, I think.
Yeah, I sign off on that.
Yeah, this area of the board starts to get pretty gross. I'm not gonna lie.
Now we've eaten our vegetables at receiver. Now we can go with a 3 tight end build with Warren too, right? Because Jaguars Colts. We could
go with Warren. I think Warren's such a good value right now too.
Yeah, no, I like it.
He's the number 1 wide receiver there, right? In terms of Godwin, I'm assuming he's talking about. As far as target volume, like if Godwin's healthy, which he should be, like he'll out target Mike Evans, no problem.
I think he was talking about Pearsall. He's asking if Pearsall was.
No, the number 1 receiver for the 49ers, if you're referring to Pearsall, is Kittle. But behind Pearsall, I would expect Jennings to out target Pearsall too. Like I wouldn't. I want to be in on Pearsall. Like don't get me wrong. In tomorrow's video, you guys are going to see like a pretty in-depth breakdown on Pearsall. I just like he's already being priced in like he's done stuff already. It's like he had a couple spike weeks, and I know he got like shot before the season or whatever. But like reasonably, he's 25 years old and hasn't proven a whole lot right now. And I just don't think that I've seen enough to say that he should be going in the realm of Jennings, Godwin, Debo, Judy, Olave, like Diggs, like Reed even. Like I can't put Pearsall up there. Like he needs to be kind of in that Keon Coleman, Jameson Williams territory from last year, where they were going like 8th, 9th round, give or take, Coleman and Jameson Williams last year. That's like the
go Josh Downs.
Yeah, I mean Downs will be just free cash for me anytime he's on the board. But Shea is a vile human being. We could take Egbuka and punt Mayfield too.
We could do that too.
Because I would definitely prefer Baker to some of the other quarterback options that we have later.
Yeah. Oh,
there he goes.
Go Downs then.
Yeah, I'd prefer Downs to Egbuka in a vacuum here.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
So, you know what Downs kind of reminds me of? You know, like the eat your vegetables, he's just projecting good on a pass-heavy offense, year of Christian Kirk, the first year he signed with the Jags, where you were just like, he's probably just a good value, even though he's not like, you know, a super, super mega elite guy. I feel confident that Josh Downs is going to finish as a top 24 receiver in points per game, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
He was just dialed like every time he was on the field with functional quarterback play.
Who'd you try to bet me that he'd finish above? We had that bet written down. It was Josh Downs or somebody.
I can't remember.
You fucking forget to write down half our bets.
We just throw bets into the universe and they just like maybe come back.
I expect that you're writing them because you always say you are, and then you never do.
I mean, I never said I was writing that one. You could have written it down.
All right.
37 minutes. Did Brown Walker debate only last that long? That's crazy. Downs is a good real life player. Other than some injuries, he's always awesome. Yeah, like I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like I can't name 3 better slot receivers than Josh Downs in the NFL.
I'm cool with like Jordan Mason.
Yeah, there's a lot of QB sliding to us too. I know we don't really have any correlation with any of these guys, but they're really interesting. I think that Kelsey and Andrews are the 2 best players on the board right now.
I mean, I have a couple tight ends ranked above those guys.
Okay, well, we got to make a decision.
I'd be okay with Kelsey, but like we'd have to do a 3 tight end build because I'm a little nervous about him.
That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, if we went Kelsey, Warren, you still need 3 tight ends there?
Yeah.
I wouldn't need 3 with that.
I would. I mean, I have Kelsey not too far. Like I have Kraft over Kelsey for what it's worth.
Yeah.
And Njoku. That's why I can't take Kelsey.
I get that. I think that Kelsey's projection this year is no different than it was last year.
Njoku was more productive than him literally last year.
He was, but he also had Fannin added, which we've gone over. I view their more significant down tier to his route participation.
Fannin is not going to impact him as much as Noah Gray is going to impact Travis Kelsey.
I disagree on that. Bro, anytime Kelsey's on the field, he's the starting tight end. It's not close.
If if Fannin had 450 yards and 6 touchdowns next year, then he would be Noah Gray.
Yeah, but that doesn't affect Kelsey's like route participation at all, is what I'm saying.
I don't know, bro.
Like Kelsey still ran 80% of the routes, which was a top 4 mark.
I'm taking Njoku with ease.
That's fine. I don't think that Kelsey is going to be, a monster next year. I just think that he's pretty much guaranteed like a top 6 to 8 tight end finish, just given the high value targets he gets and the connection he has with Mahomes.
You know what I would even venture? We might have to take a quarterback here. Is Tua off the board? No way he's off the board. We'd just go Goff.
I would argue, Scribbles, that Kelsey's best case scenario is everybody staying healthy so that the offense is good. Because he's going to be a guy that thrives on, moving the chains and getting red zone work. If the Chiefs are 3-and-outing and turning the ball over, that hurts Kelsey a lot more because he's not a difference maker at this point in his career.
Let's go Goff.
Yeah, we probably should take Goff here. Could take Loveland maybe with our next pick if he slides.
Well, and is Njoku on the board?
I mean, I'm sure he is.
Yeah, if that's the case, we'll just go with Warren and Njoku after this pick.
Warren and Njoku.
Let's try it. Okay, may as well.
You want to go Kelsey, Warren, and Njoku?
I'm cool with that.
I feel like we might need to go back to the running back position. We only have Achane and Gibbs at the moment.
I feel like the names at running back kind of like flow into each other. Like there's
I don't. I like the Jaguars guys quite a bit more than the rest of the guys available.
Yeah, I don't know.
We have Hunter too.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're already kind of invested in that offense.
Maybe we can get them rounds 12 and 13. I doubt it, but
yeah. I'd be okay bypassing Warren here in favor of getting Njoku in the next round.
Okay, we could do that then.
I just have heard a lot of people saying Rice and Kelsey overlap a ton. I mean, I get that, but like realistically, like Kelsey is going to play 80% of the routes, and Mahomes and him are just like a mind meld of the same human being at this point. Like Kelsey is like objectively slowed down. Like it's no denying it, but he's like super Zach Ertz at this point in his career. He just like gets targets and scores touchdowns. He's not going to do anything after.
But Bush is Unk now.
I'm Unk, dude. I mean, for what it's worth, like I loved Kelsey last year. Like I was all over Kelsey. He was one of my highest drafted tight ends.
Can I throw? I was going to throw one caveat. Okay, so tight end goes there. I was going to say if one of the Njoku or Warren goes here, okay, just you could take Tuden here, but I would want both Warren and Njoku. But if you want Tuden, I would be okay with that.
Yeah, I'd rather have Tuden. I don't want to fall too behind at running back.
I just wish we didn't spend a fucking tight end pick on Kelsey now.
Yeah, I mean. That's fair. You're going to have plenty of opportunities
let's
in
see
your
the draft
portfolio to never
draft. No, 100%. No. I don't mind Kelsey. I'm just saying, like, given the opportunity cost, like, what running backs worth the Kelsey pick?
Like, nobody good.
Okay, so it kind of all blended in fair. I wasn't sure if you would have got access to, like, a Pacheco or a Scatterby, but they went around before.
Yeah, no. Like, I mean, where do you think Jordan Mason? Like,
yeah, no, that's fine. Oh, we will still nitpick everything because that's why we talk.
He might be talking in the chat. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he's got more left than I think. He just looks so worn down. I'll try to be open-minded. Like, I promise you he is worn down. Like,
he's washed.
He is totally washed. But, like, can you guys tell me with a straight face that Kelsey's not getting 120 targets next year? Because I can't. There goes your boys.
We should have taken the tight end.
Yes, I did see that Tootin already fumbled.
Fuck.
Do we have any? Oh, there goes Kraft too. Jeez, tight end runs happening without us.
I know.
Oh my God, tight ends are just flying.
Next draft, I'm fucking saying I'm overruling something. Okay. Ferguson, yeah.
Yeah, there's no way I would take Ferguson this high.
We need a tight end, bro.
We do not need a tight end. We have one already, and we have backdoor stacking options.
Our one tight end might not even make it to week 6.
We have your boy Brenton Strange late in the draft.
Oh God.
Do we take Lawrence here?
Benson or Lawrence? Yeah, Lawrence. Yeah.
You want to go Lawrence?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be cool with Benson too, but it's fine with me either way. Do we have same bye weeks?
Same buys.
Same buys. Okay, yeah, let's go
quarterback build. 3 quarterback build.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah. Okay.
3 quarterback build? Is that what you're saying? Sorry.
Yeah, I was saying take Lawrence.
Said
quarterback build.
I just heard quarterback build.
No, I said take I said take Lawrence. We'll do a 3 quarterback build.
Okay, well he might still slide to us, and then we can get a value on him.
Danny, I promise I'm not trolling you.
No, you're good. You're good.
I also wouldn't be opposed if Lawrence goes to taking Ferguson, but I also think Rachaad White is kind of a good value at this point. We could probably cut our running back build off after him.
Well, that's why I said let's take 3 DQ. I'm cool with the bye week.
There goes Rachaad.
Give us Lawrence. Please give us Lawrence.
Yeah, Lawrence would be nice here. What's our backup plan if Lawrence goes here?
Cry.
Okay, well, we need
Pitts.
Yeah, I'd be okay with Pitts. I'd be okay with
or Tua.
Yeah, we could go Tua.
Never mind. We're not going Tua, I guess. Doesn't look like we're going Tua.
Yeah, we can go Lawrence, and then hopefully if he falls to us, this guy's 3 quarterbacks already, so I can't imagine he'll take him. Yeah, let's go Lawrence, and then will we go Cam Ward with our 3rd quarterback, maybe?
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, we could wait too. Like I don't mind waiting at 3rd quarterback.
Go Cam Ward. We could go Danny Dimes.
What tight ends are available?
Brenton Strange, baby.
Put in like Henry. Put in. Are there like cheap? Like, let's see the diamonds.
We go K Dot late too. We have Godwin correlation there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate taking 2 more of these type of guys.
Noah Gray. We'll have Noah Gray and Kelsey. So
I like Terrence Ferguson late, like with one of our last picks as well.
Noah Gray and Kelsey. So when Kelsey inevitably washes out because he's washed, then we'll have the real tight end one there.
I would love to go 2 condom tight ends with 1 upside swing, where we have Kelsey as our first condom tight end. We go like K Dot with our second, and then we go like Mason Taylor, Terrence Ferguson with our other.
I'm cool with that.
That would be fun. Unk, we got to. Sorry, I'm making Unk picks right now, but the projection bros are deeply embedded in my mind.
Yeah. Thank God we got Trevor Lawrence back.
Fire spicy. No, I think that was on us.
Hey, that could have been bad, but we got our boy.
I've been the Hunter Henry guy. He should be utilized better. I mean, Hunter Henry is a vanilla milkshake. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Like he is pretty boring.
Yeah, he is. Doesn't even have.
Give you him and Kate Otten are the same player. They're like they give you 4 or 5 good weeks that year and be on your merry way and take your 4 or 5 half decent weeks.
Hey Bush.
Cedric Tillman's pretty interesting here as well.
I got another option. Just because Mason's in the stream, we need to do
Brenton
it.
Strange?
No, just because Mason's in the stream, we need to do it.
What's that?
We got the man, the myth,
Adam Thielen,
the legend, Adam fucking Thielen, baby.
I mean, I'm surprised you're not pounding the table for future All-Pro tight end Brenton Strange.
Thielen, baby. Get it. Mason's in the chat. He wants to see it. He needs to see it. Adam Thielen.
I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. There's a non-0% chance that Xavier Legette gets completely wiped off the field by Adam Thielen. If Adam Thielen ran 85% of the routes and Xavier Legette ran 20% next year, would it shock you? Because it wouldn't really shock me that much.
Not really.
I in that video that I'm doing tomorrow, I looked back on Xavier Legette's season. I also watched Jacob Gibbs has been cutting up 20+ yard throws from all the quarterbacks throughout the league too. Dog, Xavier Legette might stink.
He might suck, eh?
He might suck. He might just suck.
Hey, don't worry. Hey, Mason, we got a better version of Cooper Kupp in round, 14? Are you kidding me? Look at the value there.
Better version of Cooper Kupp. You heard it here first.
Factual from last year.
Yeah, dude, if Adam Thielen was on the Seahawks, I'm pretty sure he might out-target JSN.
Let me see. Where do I have them? I have them wide receivers 56 and 57 respectively. Also, another thing, I keep saying respectfully instead of respectively.
Yeah, you got to figure out your shit. You've been doing that for like weeks now. And you never get it right, too. It's always respectively when it should be respectfully.
You always got to keep them on their toes.
Are we about to take... We have to take Brenton Strange here, right? It's like 20 picks of ADP value, and we have Trevor Lawrence and Travis Hunter.
Might have to do it.
You're never going to hear me advocate for Brenton Strange again in my life, but this to me seems like a decent value. Also, we can't even take Cam Ward. Oh, no, yeah, we can. Sorry, he has week 10.
We need running backs, too.
Do we take Cam Ward, though?
Yeah, fuck. Oh, yeah, he can. He has the bye week. Check what quarterback's available. Go Strange.
There's no good quarterbacks after this.
Go Strange first.
All right, let's see if we can punt Ward.
I'm also.
I mean, we could take Daniel Jones, I suppose, or Richardson.
I'm cool with
I
just
think
not
Richardson's gone already.
Richardson's gone. What's Darney?
I mean, Daniel Jones is the better quarterback anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Dude, I was gonna say we should take Sam Darnold because we have the better Cooper Kupp on our team.
Yeah, our running back core is.
Yeah, we need running backs.
We're gonna need two more for sure.
Also, a Bush, Adam Thielen higher yards per route run than Cooper Kupp last year.
Oh yeah, doesn't shock me.
Better player.
Yeah, not to mention he was playing with friggin' Bryce and Andy Dalton versus fucking Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, no, literally.
Yeah, I like some of these guys in this territory. Damn, Cam Ward just went.
That's fine. We can eat a 0 at quarterback 1 week if we need to.
I would be in favor of picking Daniel. I'm going to just be a Daniel Jones pilled guy, apparently. Yeah. We have Downs. Like, it's correlated to Jacksonville in week 17, too.
What do you even think about Cade Otton, bro? Like, he's kind of sexless.
He is kind of sexless.
I like Giddens. Yeah, I like Giddens. We need a running back.
Giddens is nice. We have, what is it, Kelsey, and who's our other tight end, or do we only have one?
We have 2.
Who's our other one?
Can't see.
Brenton Strange, right? We just took Brenton Strange. How many back tattoos does Daniel Jones have? I don't know, but it's got to be less than Anthony Richardson.
That was a crazy calm when you said that.
Yeah. Dude, am I stunned or is Daniel Jones playing like the whole year?
No,
I just think he might play.
You faded.
I'd be cool with Mason here as well. You want to go Giddens? We can take
Giddens, baby. Oh, yeah.
No, I just wouldn't mind. Mason Taylor past ADP is kind of nice.
Yeah, we'll take him if he falls more. What's our running back situation? We have Gibbs. We have HN. We're probably done at running back.
No, we need another one.
I think we're good, bro.
I think having a gap between HN and Tootin that large means we need 6. If I was being...
We taking like Justice Hill or Jarquez Hunter. I'll sign
like
off,
somebody who can maybe give us a couple spike weeks because we have a lot of upside
Jarquez, baby.
Hypothetical guys. Well, Jarquez is not really a spike week guy. He's more of an upside hypothetical guy. I was thinking more Justice or Dobbins.
Let me see. Well, Dobbins is not a team. So
Woody even potentially too. Hunt going this low is pretty insane.
Based on your thought that the boy Taj Brooks is going to just take Zach Moss's full entire workload, we should take him.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, can you look at me with a straight face and tell me that Hunt isn't going to start for the Chiefs next year?
I don't have an answer, bro.
But like, he might.
Check the running backs. Why do we get off running backs? I was still looking. Keep going down. Keep going. We need to scroll the F down running back late.
Sean T.
I'm cool with Elijah Mitch too. Kind of like, dude, Isaiah Davis is free.
Yeah, not bad. Okay. Do we want to take Dobbins here?
Taylor available? No, I just went. Fuck.
What about quarterback? Go quarterback really quick. Ugh.
Tyler Shuck, baby.
Yeah, my vote would be Dobbins here. We got to make a decision quick.
I'm cool with it. Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, so we're done at running back, done at wide receiver. Do we need a third tight end?
Either third tight end or third quarterback.
Kelsey's too weak, I think.
Third tight end or third quarterback. I'll let you make the choice. Which one?
Yeah, we only have one option, and we kind of have to take a third quarterback, but
is there any stacking options?
Daniel Jones with Downs.
I guess.
Price is gone already. Ward's gone already.
Like I meant tight ends. I guess not.
No, we have Brenton Strange already stacked, and we'd have to take a backup Lions tight end to stack the other one. So,
yeah, who the Titans play week 17?
The Titans,
Saints.
Ew.
Could go with the Tyler Shuck, baby.
Brother, people will avoid that game like the plague.
It might actually be high scoring though. That's the funny thing.
Are you suggesting we take Juwan Johnson here?
Bro, imagine. I wouldn't hate that.
I would much rather take Terrence Ferguson.
Yeah, or I mean, if we wanted to get super gross, we could do Noah Gray.
We also could take Tyler Shuck and have the Tyler Shuck to Calvin Ridley mini in week 17.
Yeah, no, that's what I said.
I know, but that's disgusting.
Yeah, that's gross. Or we go with Noah Gray, bro.
That's double condom play. Okay. What's the decision we're making here? Are we taking Ferguson, Daniel Jones, or Shuck? I would say those are the three options we have.
I'm looking at the matchups. Miami Bucks, Green Bay,
Rams and Falcons play each other. We don't have any correlation.
Green Bay Ravens. No, we don't have anything there. Yeah, I'm cool with either of them.
Okay. I think it's more important that we don't take a zero at quarterback, so I would vote that we take either Daniel Jones or Shuck.
Let's go Shuck.
Okay. All right, let's go with Shuck.
Just because round 18 Shuck might be pretty rare if he gets announced a starter in like August.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine he would go any higher really than like 15 or 16, but it's not a horrible.
It's some little texture because, like, dude, he's going after Jackson Dart right now, and I can confidently say Jackson Dart's not starting week 1.
Yeah, I would say there's a good chance that Shuck starts more games.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, obviously in Dynasty, because he's got first round equity, like I'd prefer Dart, but I think it's much more likely Russell Wilson would just start the rest of the season than it would be like Tyler Shuck not starting at all.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is, like, I can see Russell Wilson actually being a sustainable starter. There's no Russell Wilson in New Orleans.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. The one thing that I kind of pisses me off about not taking Danny Dimes is, to Brock's point here, you ideally want somebody who's going to have a good projection that week that we don't have a quarterback. And Daniel Jones, if he's starting for the Colts, will probably be like a top 15 to 18 play on it.
Yeah. I don't disagree. It was kind of sexless, so I just did it for
the It is very sexless, but again, you're kind of rolling the dice that he actually starts. Yeah, but I would argue, too, that if Daniel Jones is announced the starter going into the season, where does he go in drafts? Like, he'll probably be like a 13th round pick.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Like, he can run, and he's been productive in the past.
Yep. All right, let's get into the next draft.
Yeah. Do we want to build the NBA Pick'em TikTok first?
Let's do it.
Or TikTok entry?
Yeah. Do we have the media assets in the TikTok or in the thing?
Yeah, I got them all.
Okay.
Yeah, so quick shout out. Obviously, we just did a BBM draft. If you guys want to draft with us next time, these are the contest, 15 million in prizes, 2 million to first place, all that good stuff. And then obviously there's tons more contests live right now between the sprint, the marathon, the big dog. If you got a big budget, Schnauzer, if you're just getting into Underdog, is a perfect contest, $3 entry fee. And then what we're going to do right now is build a pick'em entry for the games tonight, or the game tonight, sorry, between the Knicks and the Pacers. Reminder, this is the last chance to use your extender token. If you guys have it in your Pick'em lobby, basically you have to start with game 1 of the East Final and West Final. And then as the series goes along, you'll get an extra 10% booster as long as you're making picks on every one. And of course, new customers will get a free pick, which is Halliburton tonight. And you can use promo code FSE to sign up over there. So let's get into some stuff that we like.
The game, baby.
Yeah.
So for full transparency, the way Indiana's obviously been winning is just this high-powered offense, and they've been in the highest projectable game environments, really, of any playoff team that's left. Obviously, we've seen the Thunder being in some rock fights, the T-Wolves being in some rock fights, the Knicks being in some rock fights. Pacers have just kind of scored at will. If I'm going to take anything here, I mean, the 17.5 points just went down. Is there anything in terms of his assists or points plus assists?
Yeah, I think there should be
points plus. If there's a points plus assist,
there's just first quarter assists there. Points plus assists, 27.5.
I like the 27.5 points plus assists. I think he's going to have a 20 and 10 level game this today.
Yeah, Odds Jam has his PRA, like his points, rebounds, and assists with some steam to the over there. But I like playing it through the points and assists. He's a guard. He's not going to bring down too many boards.
Yep. And then I'll let you make a pick here too, and then we'll talk.
Yeah, I go to Josh Hart. He has like his Odds Jam
rebound prop, right?
Lighting him up right now. So
probably his rebound prop.
Yeah, his rebounds, points plus rebounds. His rebounds are interesting at 9.5. I kind of like his points plus rebounds.
I like that.
If it's available at 21.5, it's not available at 21.5. But dude, even at 22.5, like DK and FanDuel have it like minus 162 to go higher than that. So like that. I'll take Josh Hart higher, 22.5 points rebounds.
Yep. And the other one I like too is what the Pacers do so well compared to other teams is really be able to space out the bigs. I'm curious what the rebound lines are for the big men for the next, whether it's Mitchell Robinson or Karl-Anthony Towns.
I saw one of my picks today on TikTok was Cat's assist plus rebounds was, I believe, 13.5, which he's averaged 12 rebounds per game since the last couple of years versus the Pacers. So the rebound at 11.5 is interesting there.
It's okay. So
the assist has a lot of steam on it too as well.
I'm just a little bit worried that the Pacers are going to be able to space him out, but he's been so consistent on the glass that I might avoid him altogether. Let's look at another pick. Maybe like what's Miles Turner's threes at?
1.5.
I like the higher on that. Again, I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think the bigs are going to be spaced out on either end. Both Karl-Anthony Towns and Miles Turner are 40% 3-point shooters from three. 3-point shooters from three. What the fuck am I talking about? Shooters from three. So yeah, I'll take the 1.5.
Yeah. All right. Let's get it going. And we'll just do a tenner just to get it going here. What is that actually? I got to move us so we can see what that pays. A little 51 bones if it ends up hitting. Again, if you guys have extender tokens, you would obviously get a 40% boost on that. And if you added in the Halliburton free square, if you were a new customer, you'd have this close damn near a 10x entry. But yeah, we obviously used the extenders and whatnot already. So we'll hit that play for 51.60 and we'll see what happens tonight. It's going to be an interesting game. One thing that really sucks is that I won't even be able to watch it because I have to drive my buddy to the airport at fucking 4 a.m. So
which buddy?
D-Bell.
Oh, classic. What's he doing over there?
He's going out east, but his flight's really early and he drove me and Maria to Mexico at like 3 a.m. So
you do that for the boys for sure.
Yeah, he drove us to the airport at 3 a.m. when we were flying to Mexico. So I gotta cook back. Let's get her going into another BBM, and hopefully we can fire through another one quick enough that we can do a third. But let's rip into another 20 seconds per pick. I do like the 20 seconds per pick. It gets you going a little bit faster. I'm actually surprised they didn't go straight with a 15 from 30, like 30 seconds per pick and then 15 seconds per pick, because then you'd shave off some more time. Be able to rip out a draft probably in like 30 minutes.
The jolt of energy I'd get if we get CeeDee Lamb here.
I mean, we could just take him wherever we pick. Danny's channeling his inner Cowboys copium.
Let's get it. Waiting for 6, by the way. If you guys are watching, feel free to join the draft.
Yes, sir. What was I going to say? I had something I wanted to say. unless I pick him. Yeah, Brian's gonna pick him.
No, don't do it.
I would love to get speaking of Brian and getting teams to the finals and stuff, because Spicy, obviously we got a team from his account to the finals. I'm the only one, I guess, now. We got a duo drafted team where Spicy made the finals that we obviously drafted on stream together. You made the finals 2 years ago. Yeah. And you didn't get one in last year, did you?
Should have, bro. Fucking Jacobs just benched himself.
Oh, right. Yeah. So 2 years ago, you got one in, but
I missed advancing by like 1.5 points, bro. It was horrible. Tough. It was horrible.
Yeah, this is my year, is what I'm gonna. As a Leaf fan, I say that a lot, but this is my year to get one to the finals. I hope I can get one in there.
Yeah, I mean, also shout out. I believe it's Justin Herzig with the fantasy basketball.
Yeah. Speaking of Brian's actually in there too. I think his salary is similar to mine. For those of you guys that don't know, Justin Herzig won Best Ball Mania 1. And what he is doing essentially is proposing an idea where people can build like a salary cap lineup of creators and streamers and whatnot to draft basically their like, I think it's based on like how we do in Best Ball Mania, right? Like it's just like, what is our advance rate and do we win it and all that kind of stuff. So salary cap people like, Chess Liam and Pat Kerrane and stuff are like the highest salary winners because they've obviously won the contest and whatnot. But then I don't know what his like algorithm is to determine, who's next, but I know, Danny obviously made a team to the finals. So your salary's 100% higher than mine. I think you were what, 8,200?
8,200. Yeah. Is this, am I sharing it? Yeah. So like you got like obviously a bunch of like names here. Like a couple of these guys, for example, Amin won it a couple years ago. Obviously basically all 4 of these guys won it. El Gru. Did Algrew win it or did he come in second? It was one of those two. Regardless, you kind of can see these scores here.
Yeah,
maybe any
stuff too.
Any names that we recognize too. Mason's here at 8,500. I mean, sheer volume of drafts alone is going to get you an 8,500 score from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, there's Pete and Sacrilegious and Spags and Eric Bynford too.
For sure. I believe Ron's somewhere around here too. Yeah, I'm here
right there.
Danny Lat 21. Where's Ron?
Davis. I mean, Davis being higher than me is pretty disrespectful considering Davis had like a 8% advance rate because he drafted only Chiefs last year.
Ron at 8,000 too.
Yeah, Sanderson's at 8,000. There's me at 7,900.
Yeah.
Brian's around one of us. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, there he is. I just saw him. We'll scroll down. Yeah, Dr. Brian Harris at 7,700, 7,600 right there.
Am I tripping?
Yeah, 76.
Oh, right here.
He advanced a team to the finals last year.
Yeah, we got Jewish McCaffrey. Big shout out.
Yeah, he's a classic Twitter guy too.
But we looks like we got the 105. Hopefully it's the boy. No, J Metal K is right in front of us. Okay, no,
we're not against Porzingis as well.
We're not getting Lamb. Also, shout out Kristaps, Tingus Pingus. J Metal K is picking at 4. There's no chance we get Lamb. Then.
Yeah, there's Brian picking at 9 as well.
Yeah, unless he takes Jefferson, he could get Jefferson.
I feel like I've never had a pick that wasn't like in this range so far. In the drafts that we've done, I feel like we've picked in this range every time.
Yeah,
I haven't picked early in the board or late in the board.
Curious if J Mel's going Lamb here, right?
He's got to troll you. Yeah, that could be.
I'd be shocked if he doesn't.
I mean, I'd rather have Bijan anyway. So yeah, let's go Bijan.
I'll sign off. Although I would take Lamb.
I mean, you can't. He's off the board.
I know. I'm saying if he was on the board, you know what I meant.
Where do I rank on this list? I think Spicy, you have to be like
max entering
signed up. Like someone would have to you'd have to sign up to be in it. And then you'd get ranked based on that. And I think it does favor people who like max enter BBM and that kind of thing. We did have a 112. Yes, we did. Almost timed out underdog crash for me. True. Yeah.
I mean, by the way, did you see what Grizzard said about your guys' running backs?
Yeah, he said that Rashad is like the biggest beast of all time in pass protection.
Is that what he said?
Pretty much.
Oh, the one I saw was I would say how we ended last season is essentially where we want to take off at the running back position in terms of rotation.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. Anybody who's expecting Bucky to go probably any higher than like a 65% opportunity share is probably mistaken. Like I do think that Rashad is probably
he's saying like Bucky's going to be like the clear one based off how you guys did last year.
But I think some people might project Bucky to maybe take the step that Achane took, for example. this year, and I don't quite think he's going to get to that level of
Genty and Nico.
Oh, that's nice.
How did Genty go 15? That's such a
Neighbors
nice
and
stack.
McCaffrey.
That's sick too. Shout out to Dr. Brian Harris.
Dude, what are we doing?
Brock.
In a tournament that has 700,000 people, we're taking Christian McCaffrey at the 204?
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on. You guys want to win this tournament or you don't want to win this tournament?
Brock Bowers, baby. Oh no,
this
is the worst case. This is the worst case scenario.
Yeah, this is not a great spot.
I would go for T. Higgins.
Yeah, let's go T. Higgins.
Big T. He.
Yeah, never again.
Bengals versus Cardinals and Falcons versus Rams.
Okay. Falcons versus Rams, Bengals versus Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we get McBride sliding to us in the second round, that'd be nice.
Dude, if McBride falls another 6 picks, oh my lord. He didn't even fall one.
We also could get Marv too.
Kristaps Porzingis. As long as Jay Metal just doesn't snipe Marv, like that would be tragic. Or we can go Chase Brown. Like I'm cool with either.
Yeah.
I prefer the receiver though.
Nice setup there. I can't join with my 4 BBMs per year. I do all the lower buy-in ones. Yeah. Some of the contest structure, I definitely want to mix up. I'm like, we're going to max out our BBM on our own accounts, but I want to, I wouldn't mind getting like a decent size portfolio into a different contest, like doing 50 puppies or doing 50,
get more volume.
$8 contest, name, $15 contest, something like that.
Yeah. Also,
I mean, it is kind of terrible when you got to sit there and draft like 50 slows and they're like puppies or something.
Terry McLaurin's so sexless.
It is pretty sexless.
Chase
yeah,
Brown.
I'd be cool going Chase. I'd actually be fine taking Tyreek again, but
Chase Brown, baby. Chase Brown, I have ranked much higher than 30 ADP.
Tyreek Hill, I have much higher than 30 ADP.
Do you?
Yeah.
Where do you have him ranked?
Unk's got to have him pretty high. I have Tyreek Hill at 22.
I have Tyreek Hill at 28, and I have who's the other one? Chase Brown at 18.
That's fair.
Where do you have Chase Brown then?
21.
Okay, so you have Chase Brown higher anyways.
I do, yeah. On Underdog, sometimes you want to vary your running back exposure early.
I just don't understand how Chase Brown's only a third rounder. I don't get it. Too talented.
Yeah. Lad is hard to figure out in rankings.
I can't take him 13th overall, but if he was there at 20, I think that's a reasonable pick.
Yeah. Shea won MVP.
Yep. Official?
Yep, looks like it.
Nice. Who tweeted it?
Sleeper Hoops is the one that I see.
Yeah, and I saw Shams.
Shams is the one who tweeted it originally.
Hey, he's bringing back to Hamilton.
Yes, he is. Sleeper said, "Explain this in NFL terms." Who's Shea in the NFL?
Shea in the NFL?
Trevor Lawrence?
No, wait, dude. What?
Well, as in a young player who took a big step and wasn't really expected to be the best player in the league, but we all knew he was good, kind of thing.
No. You're talking you're looking at like Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow.
Is Shea that good?
Top 3 or 4 in the NBA for sure.
I mean, people keep calling him
Yeah, no, they don't know ball.
Shea LaFlop or whatever the hell they're calling him. Who do you want to go here? This would be pretty easily Devontae Smith for me.
Yeah, I'm cool with Smitty.
Guess I'm just going to have an absolutely obscene amount of Devontae this year.
Yeah, I mean 4.8's reasonable for him.
4th round Devontae when he's just always returning on ADP every single year to me seems wild. We give Mike Evans the bump for being consistent, and we should start giving the bump to Devontae as well.
Where's Evans ADP?
I think he's probably in the 3rd somewhere.
Because he wasn't on the board when we were picking.
34.7. So the 3-4 turn early in the mid in the 3rd kind of area. I feel comfortable projecting Devontae Smith to be as good as Mike Evans is this year.
I think that's a little steep, but that's
I don't think it's that steep, dude.
I don't know.
I'm curious, Evans point per game versus Devontae Smith's the last couple of years. I'm curious how far off it is.
It's just the volume in the offense, bro. There's a difference.
Yeah, like Evans had 17.2 and 16.6 PPR points per game the last 2 years, but I mean, 11 and 13 touchdowns will do that for you.
See, I'm cool with taking Kittle if both the quarterbacks are available, because then it opens us up to either of them falling. Because the guy who took Chase didn't take Burrow, and we have Higgins and Chase Brown.
Yeah, I mean, Devontae Smith and Mike Evans in 2022 produced the exact same amount of points per game. Mike Evans outproduced them by 2 fantasy points per game, give or take, the last 2 years. Do you want to grab Jalen?
I think we should push quarterback one more pick.
Okay. You want to go Pickens?
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Because I'm cool with either Burrow or Hurts falling, and we just have to worry about the AJ Brown team and those two. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we're probably better off being up here. So
like we have to worry about everybody because they could just take a falling value, and that's the risk of waiting. But I'm cool with it. Sometimes you got to push the envelope and hope you can get a steal. You got to separate yourself from the pack. Plus, worst case scenario, if we say we missed out on Burrow and Hurts, we could always go with Kyler Murray because they do play Week 17, or we can go with Eagles, Bills. Oh, Josh Allen's already off the board, but regardless, hopefully we get Burrow. If not, then we can take thing. I mean, Dr. Brian Harris, we know is a
ball knower.
He's a ball knower. He's an optimal drafter. So
yeah, this wide receiver cluster every single year, we always have to parse through it, right? Like from round 3 to 7, it's always like, okay, well, what are you looking for? What kind of values end up materializing? I think last year in the number 1 draft strategy video was like a real breakthrough of the best picks in this area are usually players who've been very highly productive before.
Yeah.
And that would be Godwin, Waddle, Ridley, Metcalf, Smith, those type of guys. Guys who have been like borderline wide. If anybody's been a borderline wide receiver 1 producer in this area, they're probably a
Jerry
guy.
Jeudy.
Yeah, Jeudy too after last year. I mean, Addison, good pick in this area too. I'm surprised we just continuously get the exact same projection out of Jordan Addison in terms of where he goes in drafts, even though he's progressively gotten better.
Yeah, no, it's wild.
It's very clearly just kind of biased against the fact that you can't put him much higher because of the whole Jefferson being there situation.
Sorry, I'm praying right now.
Yeah, it would be a nice fallback to us if we could get him. I also don't mind if he goes taking Debo or Henderson.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that. What's the worst case scenario pick here?
Well, Debo, Henderson, or Burrow, one of them will fall to us for sure. There goes Burrow. Fuck me.
Man. Ethan, bro. Did he already have a quarterback? Or did he just not have one? Oh, he didn't have one. Okay, that's more reasonable.
You want to go Hendo or you want to go like Debo
Hendo.
or somebody different here?
Hendo for sure.
Yeah.
That's fine. We can go Dak. We can go Dak. We're good.
Yeah, we could definitely punt off running back until like probably the 9th, 10th round in terms of the next running back we take. I wouldn't mind closing this one off on a 5 RB build too.
You want to go Kyler with this team? Kyler and Dak as the quarterbacks because we have Kyler. Why I said Kyler
correlated to the Bengals,
yeah, and then we could also wrap it up with like
there's no ancillary pass catcher on the Cardinals.
Trey Benson.
Yeah, I mean Trey Benson. Like, what are we gonna fucking pick? Michael Wilson?
Yeah.
Why? Like, so here's my thing. Why haven't the Cardinals signed like Keenan Allen?
Yeah, I don't get that.
Like, you have no good receivers behind Harrison. None.
George.
Like, go get Keenan Allen or something. Like, he'll help you out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never really understood that. I thought they were going to be really aggressive in the draft, potentially take a receiver at 16.
Maybe Stephon Diggs. We could also open ourselves up to a Drake May because we have Henderson and Diggs.
We're going to need to take a shot every time Danny suggests we take Stephon Diggs and wrap it up with Drake May because it's going to happen a lot. I'd be okay with Diggs. I think Diggs is fine.
So more than likely, 2 of the 3 quarterbacks we're going to have are going to be like Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Drake May. 2 of those 3 is probably going to be on our team.
Yeah. Let me ask you
ideally,
because this seems like an incongruency in the market to me. Why is it that Diggs is being forgiven really for getting an ACL tear versus Ayuk? Everyone assumes he's going to be just like useless for the first like half of the season, even though Ayuk's happened around the exact same time that Diggs happened and Ayuk is younger.
Well, their ADP similar.
Right, but I see people talk very optimistically about Diggs, but I don't see many people talk very optimistically about Ayuk's projection.
Well, I think they both probably have value ranges right now. We're hearing more positive optimism affecting Diggs's range because realistically, if we both knew that they were healthy going into the year, like how much higher would Ayuk actually be? Like I don't think it'd be that much higher. To be honest.
I would if I knew Ayuk was going to play week 1, I would comfortably take him first of the San Francisco wide receivers.
And I think that's reasonable. But what I'm trying to say is if we knew Stephon Diggs was fully healthy and he was the number 1 receiver for Drake May, I think he also would be like a 4th or 5th round pick.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I think the highest Ayuk would get if, let's say, he was tracking, he's going to play, he's going to be ready to go training camp and preseason and that kind of stuff. I think you could argue he's right around the like Tedero, McMillan, Xavier Worthy, DJ Moore area there on the board. And I think Diggs would be probably slightly after that range.
Yeah, no, I think that's reasonable. I think it's more so optimism with what we're hearing about the injury. We're not really hearing anything about Ayuk. The last note we saw of Ayuk was on a sour one at the end of last year. All we're hearing about is Ricky Pearsall this, Juwan Jennings that, George Kittle obviously coming, number 1 tight end in terms of points per game last year. McCaffrey coming back, and like the user just said there, who was the commenter? Can you pull that
Adam,
up?
he said Ayuk sucked before injury. Yeah,
that's the other thing too.
Before injury, Diggs was producing relatively at the rate that Devontae Smith produced last year. Like we were getting reasonably wide receiver 2 production out of him, and that was with Nico on the field for most of that time too. So if Diggs is on the Patriots and Drake May's, a dude, he could definitely produce like 17 points per game if healthy.
Hear me out. We don't really need a quarterback here because, like I said, we're just going to wait at the next pick anyways for Dak and May as our 2. I really like Hawkinson in relation to the other tight ends on the board. I think he's a tier gap.
Are you a big Hawkinson pilled guy now? You usually hate Hawkinson.
Well, I'm just saying in terms of my rankings, I have Hawkinson as my tight end 5 right now, and he's my 73rd ranked player, and we're getting him at 92.
Yeah. He just went. I'd be okay still taking Murray here if we do want to do that.
I'm cool with that too. If you want to go Kyler Murray, and then we get one of May or Prescott.
Yeah, because I don't know if I'm comfortable with a May Prescott only.
Yeah, though that's the thing too.
I mean, I probably would be reasonably. I think I could be fine with the 2 quarterback build of May and Prescott, but just generally speaking, I kind of lend myself more towards going 3 QB builds this year because I just love the depth of the quarterback position, where I feel like if you get your staple guy like a Murray or something, and then you punt off until Cam Ward and Bryce Young, like I think it's going to be more advantageous for teams to go, let's say, Kyler Murray, Bryce Young, and Cam Ward, as opposed to going May Prescott or whatever and getting 2 quarterbacks in that range, just because of on a flat, range of outcomes. You're looking at, quarterbacks miss time. You only have 2 quarterbacks. Any one of them misses time, you're going to be at a bit of a disadvantage there. So I know that's kind of like an advance rate over like when you get them to the dance, you kind of only want a 2 quarterback build type of situation. But my opinion on advance rate is like, just get as many teams as you possibly can through.
Yeah.
Because there is absolutely no predicting come week 15, week 16, week 17. Can you optimize for week 17? Sure. But it's realistically just a complete crapshoot and pod luck and what happens at that point.
Who's our 3rd running back? Let me just take a look.
Our 3rd running back is
Trevion, right? Okay. So that's why we said May. Yeah,
I would like one of these rookie receivers if one of them fell to us here.
I'd be very that's what I was actually going to mention. I'm like, we do need a receiver here. I wouldn't mind that because it feels too early taking any other tight end. Because like I said, I'm perfectly comfortable punting literally like 4 rounds and taking David and Njoku.
Yeah, I would be cool with Bird here.
Yeah, let's go Burden. Luther. Because we also got, for what it's worth, we got, I would say, stable wide receivers, but we kind of need that like week winning upside come playoff weeks. And we got guys, for what it's worth, that can have big spike weeks in the playoffs.
All of the guys we have are spike week kings.
You know what I mean? But like we also have like, Stephon Diggs, if he's healthy, is going to contribute early on. George Pickens is going to contribute early on. Like the guys we have can contribute early on. But like you said, like if Burden becomes the player that we think he can by the playoff weeks, we have the affordability to take him in the 9th and then wait for him to have that spike week upside when it matters more.
Yeah, I would be curious to know how high Burden went in drafts if DJ Moore was traded.
Oh, bro.
Like, I'd be curious to know how much higher Burden and Loveland, too. Like, I think Loveland would probably
7th?
rise quite a bit as well.
7th for Burden, 9th for Loveland?
Oh, he would. I think Loveland would. I would, if I was picking, I would draft Loveland over Burden.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, the one guy got top 10 draft capital at a position where,
you're not wrong.
You produce 12, 13 fantasy points per game. You're going to be like a positional advantage.
Yeah, no, I think that's reasonable. So we have 3 running backs, so we're good here. It's probably going to be a 5 running back build, which we can get it with a couple later guys here. Ideally, if we look at the board here, Spicy, I want to look at both the tight end spot and the quarterback spot. Okay.
Yeah, we could take Caleb too. Now that we have Burden, Allen or Jaden Daniels is QB1 in Dynasty.
Allen.
I mean, I would prefer Allen for sure. But if you were in a complete teardown rebuild, you could talk me into Daniels being better for a fit like that.
Should we take one running back here first and risk it? Because quite literally, like at tight end specifically, I like Njoku better than the options there. And if we wait, like we're guaranteed one of Dak or May at the next pick more than likely.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed, honestly, to taking Caleb here and then seeing if Loveland falls back to us.
Yeah, we could do that too.
Do we have bye week conflicts with Caleb?
Yeah, I was just thinking because we have
he has a week 5 bye. I mean,
we have the Philly Dallas game already kind of built out. That's why I was thinking that. But I don't.
Okay, yeah, we can punt quarterback. You want to go Charbonnet?
Yeah, we can do that. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's go Charbonnet.
Because I was just thinking because we already had the game kind of built out for either of them with May and Caleb or and Dak. So if we went with Caleb here, I would have said fine, but I would have probably still wanted it to be a 3 quarterback build, which probably would have been overkill.
Yeah, who do the Patriots play in week 17?
Jets.
Yeah, that is correct.
Opens us up to a little Macy Taylor. Also, Kyle Williams is a 10th round pick.
Is that low or high?
I didn't expect to see him that high yet.
Yeah.
I thought maybe after like a summer of looking good, he'd be up there.
No, I mean the secret's out, man. People know that rookies can really crush their ADP if you pick the right ones. It's like it's almost going to get to a point now where like any kind of dusty veterans are going to be undervalued.
Yeah. That's wild though. Holy.
Yeah, I'd be also okay taking Javonte and being done at running back here.
I think you got to go to quarterback here, and you got to go with a tight end or Javonte next pick.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's going to be like a 10 pick discrepancy probably, or 13 pick discrepancy in Prescott.
Now that Prescott goes, we got to go.
Yeah, I think we should go Javonte here.
I would go May. We
May
can't get locked out. Yeah, we can't get locked out, and we have too much correlation to pass up here.
All right.
We're getting him at ADP. Like I think,
we're getting him at ADP. That's fine.
And we haven't seen.
We have dark throws if we need them later on. Too.
Oh, dude, I'm an idiot. J Metal had CD the whole time. We were never going to get Dak.
Yeah, that's facts.
I'm dumb. Yeah, no, our bad, J Metal. I just realized that.
So with this current board, am I dumb to want like 30% Kittle and May? I mean, Kittle specifically, I will be right with you on. May, it's hard to get 30% of any quarterback to me because it's just so dependent on who you draft before.
Yeah.
But I will say, yeah, like if you want to build out a lot of Patriot stacks because you know where you're going to get Diggs a lot because you like his value and that's going to result in you getting May later. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Can you get a couple tight? Oh my God.
Do we have tight end options? Yeah, I guess we craft
in the build, Ferguson. Because we have a Cowboys.
This is a 3 tight end build for sure. We only are going to need probably 5 RBs.
Yeah.
We already have 2 quarterbacks. Are we good with Kyler and Drake?
Henry as well. Yeah, we only need Kyler and Drake. I think we're good.
So we're done at quarterback. We just need 1 more running back. We probably need
3 tight ends.
We're going to need 3 tight ends, and we're probably going to need 2 more wide receivers too.
Yeah. Cool with that. We also need Trey Benson. Is that what didn't we say we needed Benson?
We could take him, yeah.
Yeah, I'm honestly cool.
I think we build really well.
Yeah, let's take Benson, and then like Kraft's probably gonna go, and I'm fine.
I also, for what it's worth, I would take Hollywood over Benson if Hollywood falls to us. I think he's a pretty solid contributor for us at wide receiver.
I like where we're at wide receiver. I only think we need 7 in this build.
We also probably should take Kraft here if we wanted a tight end that has some real upside.
Yeah, I was just thinking because Benson correlates.
Yeah, he does.
Kraft goes here anyways. I would vote Benson.
Okay.
And then 3 tight ends in the next 3 rounds probably. And then
my pick would still be Hollywood. I think Hollywood has a really good projection this year. This is what I mean when I say like dusty veterans get pushed down because of the rookies or whatever. Because I think on a normal year, maybe 2 years ago before people really started getting hip to rookies, a guy like he just went, but a guy like Hollywood's projection would probably have gone in like round 8 or 9.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Just because, like, I mean, he's on the Chiefs. He has experience being productive. Like, getting him in the 12th round or whatever, it feels pretty solid.
So when we go Benson here, now Spicy, literally all I want you to do is highlight wide receiver and tight end. That's the only two positions we're taking the rest of the draft.
Yeah. This might be a gold standard.
Yeah, it might be. It just might be.
Turns out the gold that we were investing in was,
Urine.
the downtown strip of Cancun where they sell fake Louis Vuitton.
What you know about it? You know what I was thinking of, bro?
What's up?
I was thinking of freaking Nakey Bakey.
Who's that? Oh, yeah.
I'm okay taking May without getting Dixie. Yeah, no, exactly. I would agree with that as well. Hopefully we can get out. I was going to say Adam Thielen, Hunter Henry. What can we expect redraft content to start popping out? Probably going to be, next week.
Yeah, we're this weekend is when we're going to be recording a lot of the initial redraft rankings. I would say, especially once the calendar hits June, we're going to probably split about 50-50 dynasty and redraft content on the channel. Maybe we should be splitting into 2 channels at this point in time. Me and you have talked about this off camera where we have a dynasty channel and a redraft channel, like so many other people have done. I don't know. Maybe we missed the boat on that. Do we want to go Goddard here?
He correlates too.
Yeah, let's go Goddard. I think he's just easily the best. Goddard at 141 feels pretty free to me. Like that, like he's the definition of a veteran best ball guy anyways.
Yeah, and then if we compare him with Pitts and Henry, that'd be lovely. Because honestly, these wide receivers just kind of blend together, to be honest.
I actually, call me crazy, but I like Tillman. I think Tillman stands out.
I like Michael Wilson for our team.
I don't like Michael Wilson in the context of anything ever.
You don't like a good...
Michael Wilson is bad.
You don't like Spiky Mikey?
He is win sprint king.
Hey, you don't like Spiky Mikey?
The shift to redraft is why I've been pushing to get this Debbie draft over with. Yeah. This is my first year doing dynasty and redraft. It's definitely going to be an adjustment for my brain to go from a dynasty to a redraft mindset. Yeah, I get it too. But honestly, I feel like when my brain starts to go into the redraft mindset, I start to learn a lot more about guys that I'd like to invest in dynasty as well. Because like, for example, like Spicy, if you scroll up, I want to find, there's one player that I'm going to talk about in tomorrow's video. I want to see where he went. Yeah, Marvin Mims. He going at the 10:06 right now. And he can be had for like an early third in dynasty leagues. So the fact that his projection
early Mims is going.
Yeah, dude, he had 2 monster games, week 17, week 18. And then the Broncos proceeded to not invest at all into the wide receiver position outside of Pat Bryant. So, I think Mims, all he needs is the routes, man. He's like a 27% route participation guy. And Franklin ran double the amount of routes as him last year.
Wide receiver and tight end, Spicy.
Yeah.
Should we
as sexless as it sounds, I don't hate Dobbs or Wandale here.
Hear me out. I like Henry here because I like wrapping around with I don't mind Alec Pierce.
Yeah, Pierce isn't terrible. I would vote Dobbs and hope that we get Henry with our next pick, but
I don't like Dobbs. I'm not gonna lie.
I think he's a fine pick at this point, to be honest. I think he can play and he's going to give you 4 or 5 good weeks.
I'd vote Henry.
All right.
I think he's more consequential, and there's other receivers. I don't see a difference between Dobbs versus Michael Wilson, to be honest.
Yeah, we don't have any conflicting buys for tight end, so we're good there.
We just need one more, and we're good.
Yeah, do we want to grab Mason Taylor with our third tight end, potentially, so we have that Patriots correlation as well?
I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, we definitely going to need to throw some darts at tight end, though, or at wide receiver.
Yeah.
If we grab our third tight end here, that gives us 3 more bullets to throw a wide receiver late in the draft.
We have 2 options, by the way. We also have Jasicki, worst case scenario, because we have the Bengals correlation.
Yeah. Do we want to grab a tight end first, or do we want to grab Pierce or Dobbs or Wilson?
Let's grab a receiver first, because I think Michael Wilson's probably gonna.
We're taking Dobbs if he falls.
Oh, okay. AJ Meadow.
He's like 20 picks past ADP.
AJ Meadow.
He's a fine pick at this point to me. Like he's also the definition of better.
J Meadow, you know what to do.
Michael Urine Wilson.
Yes.
There goes Mason Taylor too. Okay, I guess we're going with Michael Urine Wilson.
Yo, Jalen Coker being after everyone, that was kind of nuts.
Where did he go? He's all the way down there.
Yeah, 194.
Jalen, let's get the cokeheads going, because that's pretty good value. Pat Bryant's pretty sexless. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see the appeal.
That's like a G-rated family comedy right there. Pat Bryant. Can't think of anything less sexual.
It's fitting that him and Romeo Dubs are separated by 2 picks.
It's fitting that my comp for him was Romeo Dubs.
Well, that's why I said that.
Yeah. Damn, this draft smells like urine now, dude. This draft, the board gets pretty gross pretty quick, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
More so than even last year. I'm like around 14, 15. I'm like, ugh.
I like our team, though. If we can get one more like usable tight end, we're set.
Yeah. Who else? Is Cade Otton on the board still?
I believe so.
Yeah. Gesicki, Cade Otton. Yeah, I'd be cool with either of those two falling to us.
Yeah, Gesicki or Cade Otton would be cool.
We could go with Pop Douglas, too. We have Patriots correlation.
I would never complain about a Noah Gray either.
Yeah.
If we go to the receiver here.
I can't tell if DeAndre Hopkins is sexless or not.
He's probably sexless if you have to ask that question.
Yeah.
Should we go with
He's
the
like kind of girl. He's kind of got like girl next door energy. Don't know if it's sexless or not.
Should we go with the cokehead first?
Yeah, we could. No, I would take Cade before I would take Coker, and Cade just went. All right,
choice. That's okay. We can.
Now we're gonna take Coker.
It smells like a Noah Gray situation in round 17.
Yeah, we could take Yoshi Bosch too. He also correlates to our Bengal stack.
I don't mind Dalty.
Schultz is gross. Yeah, let's
go cokehead.
Line him up.
Beat him up, break his neck.
Never again.
You know that's from?
Oh, I know what it's from. Jatavian Sanders is also kind of half interesting.
Yeah.
What would your vote be for the last receiver that we take? I think we could use like an Io Manor swing or a Royal swing.
Yeah.
I think we picked 2 kind of sexless receivers in a row with Michael Wilson and Coker.
What do you think about Chig plus Elick? Or we can go Gray. I like Gray plus Royals better.
Yeah, I'd rather bleed out my bathtub than draft Chigakonkwo.
Gray plus Royals. I like that.
Chigakonkwo stinks, man. Can't convince me he's not good.
You didn't see that, did you?
I did.
Ooh.
Yeah, my answer would also be Io Manor if he's available.
I kind of like Royals and Gray. I don't know. It's close, though.
Danny is just going to be on the Gray train.
I mean,
Gray will be there with our next pick.
Well, that's what I mean. Because like we have 2 picks anyways. So like we would go Royals here and then Gray in the following pick. You could do that.
Yeah, I'm cool. If you want to go Royals, I'm going to probably end up with bags upon bags of Io Manor.
So will I, don't worry.
Probably not the worst thing to take Royals here. Deviate a little bit.
Yeah, deviate. Dontavian Wicks, what the fall from Grace? He's an 18th round pick now.
Yeah, let's go Royals here.
If we're not overly high on where Rashid Rice is going, then we should have a good amount of Jalen Royals. Because theoretically, if we're not high on Rashid Rice, it's not going to be because like, oh yeah, he's going to get alpha when he's on the field. It's going to be like, oh,
I tend to think that the answer for that for me will be Hollywood Brown. I'm probably going to have a lot of.
And that's fair. I'm just saying, like, the more of the pessimism is going to be, oh, is his knee injury okay? Is his suspension okay? Well, if he's not on the field, like Royals has the skill set to play from the slot and be that power slot player, yards after catch player.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's all that dissimilar as a prospect from what Rashid was.
No, I don't disagree, but like Hollywood was like legitimately a 6th round pick last year, and nothing he did during the season would indicate.
Hey, you would remember that, eh?
Any different of a projection than he has now. Like he didn't play all year.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm trolling you. I also think like that. I don't agree with like making that type of frame of mind argument because a lot has changed from when we were drafting him.
I don't think so, man. Rice is still expected to be right. Like Rice was expected to be a really good player last year.
Nobody expected him to be a legitimate 19 PPR point per game guy on the field.
But who's to say he does that coming off of the injury? And if he misses any time at the beginning of the year, then that would benefit Hollywood.
People didn't know if he was capable of doing that. Now that they know he's capable of, like, that inherently would lower Marquise Brown's cost. On top of that, we have less certainty of Marquise Brown, not just like being the number one, but like also like he didn't look great when he came back, and like
he was also basically blew his knee out though.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying. Also, wasn't it a collarbone?
Oh, was it? Yeah, sorry, it's collarbone. That's what it was. Why did I think it was a knee injury?
No, you're good. Like, I understand why he's where he's going. I don't disagree that he's not a value. I just think like we should be getting value because of what happened last year. And like the certainty that we saw in season.
I can't take Noah Gray over some of these tight ends, by the way.
I can.
I would take the guaranteed role of Schultz and first. And
I have Noah Gray ranked 24th at tight end.
So you're just anti-Kelsey pretty hard.
Well, if you're gonna be aggressively ranking up Isaiah Likely, he's literally Isaiah Likely. Like, look at the numbers.
Yeah, let's go with Gray then. That's fine.
Like where do you have Likely ranked? Because realistically, him versus Noah Gray shouldn't be more than like a 6 or 7 tight end discrepancy, in my opinion.
I have Likely at tight end 16, and I have Noah Gray at tight end 30.
Why though? They were just as productive as each other last year.
I think, honestly, the inherent upside is higher with Likely. I think he's a better player. I think if Andrews goes down, he's probably better. Well, in a world in which Kelsey goes down and Andrews goes down, I think Likely's probably.
I would disagree because you're getting higher passing upside, in my opinion, inherently with the Chiefs, and
I'll move him up. I'll put him ahead of Schultz and
like.
Some of
I had to backtrack a little bit because technically speaking, Lamar was way more efficient as a passer than Mahomes last year. But just from a year-to-year projectable standpoint, like I don't see a world where Lamar Jackson outproduces Patrick Mahomes from a passing touchdown percentage standpoint like he did last year. Like last year, it was crazy. It was like 9% versus like 3.8% or whatever the fuck Mahomes threw. Like what was Mahomes' touchdown percentage last year? I actually am curious.
Probably pretty low.
Like. If I search it, I just said 3.8, by the way. Let me see if I was actually close. His touchdown
says he was in with us as well. Draft fellas.
Hey, appreciate you. 4.5% touchdown percentage last year. For reference, in 2022, he had a 6.3% touchdown rate.
Yeah. I've been big on the Mahomes bounce back train, so you don't gotta sell me that. I just tend to think that Kelsey's just gonna be still what he was last year.
Yeah.
Let's enter one last draft here.
Yep.
And I agree. I think Likely.
I don't think Likely is way better, to be honest. Maybe it's just like a differential thing, but for me, Noah Gray over or close to Likely as well. But why isn't that the case for Noah Gray? They were literally as productive as each other. We saw Noah Gray have takeover games too.
I don't disagree with you, but I do tend to think that the projection is very much better for Isaiah Likely week over week if they're both down.
I'm going to have Likely ranked higher, and I do have Likely ranked higher. I'm just saying, like, the gap should be a lot closer than it is. Like, realistically,
I closened it up a little bit. It's 16 versus 27 for me now. It was like 31 versus 16 before that.
I'm just saying, like, it too, because like chat like thinks it's like preposterous. It's like, well, they were just as productive, and you're drafting either to be upside pieces in their offense. But that's the thing. It's like I don't think he would be the number one on the team. I think Zay Flowers would be the number one on the team. I think Rashad Bateman would be the number one over him. I think there are more talented pass catchers than him, to the point where, similar to Noah Gray, I think there would be top 3 level options on good offense.
We are arguing about urine, sadly.
We are.
Dude, me and Danny argue about urine. Arguing about urine is like half of our channel.
There you go. Please give it to us. Please let it happen.
Let's give us Justin Jefferson instead, because he's
no.
Okay. Yeah, you want to go Lamb? Let's be honest here. Danny thinks Lamb is better than Jefferson as a player, so let's go with Lamb.
You know I've never said that.
You haven't, but you do think it's close, which no one agrees with.
Close as in number 1 in the league versus number 3.
I would venture a guess to you, Danny. Like, I know I'm not saying this is correct. By the way, let me just preface it with, I'm not saying this is correct. The casual fan of the NFL probably doesn't think CeeDee Lamb is a top 5 receiver in the league.
What? Why? Where did
that come from? The casual fan probably doesn't.
Where does that come from?
Trust me. I've seen people say like, who are the best 5 receivers in the league, and
Buddy's been in the Instagram comment section.
No, dude, people are like AJ Brown's a better receiver, Nico Collins a better receiver. Like I've seen people say shit like that.
You're reading troll shit and then passing it off as news.
I'm not saying that it's correct. I'm saying that the average fantasy or the average fan thinks that CeeDee Lamb's not like a top 5 receiver. Definitely not on the level of Chase and Jefferson.
Whichever average fan you're referencing right now sniffs lead.
Yeah, probably. As we know, George Pickens is also better than Justin Jefferson. So elite, certified elite Pickens, George Pickens. Danny, you never lived in that town.
That was actually comedy. That was actually comedy. Like I didn't even realize
Danny calling George Pickens elite in the one video is not. You're never living that down. When he has 700 yards and 8 touchdowns and tries to punch Brian Schottenheimer this year, I'm going to remind you that you called him elite.
Dude, I don't know. It sounds like he might be elite.
Yeah, like I would say the average fan still probably thinks that Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill are better than CeeDee Lamb. I would imagine.
Because they sniff lead, Corey.
They look at Madden ratings.
You were referring to lead sniffers right now. Like that is what you're doing. You're saying
the Madden ratings come out, by the way, and DeAndre Hopkins is like the 4th highest graded receiver.
DeAndre Hopkins is gonna have a 93 with Superstar X Factor. Yeah, no. I think JJ's a better pure receiver, and JJ's a better route runner. I think CeeDee Lamb's better after the catch, but they're both phenomenal 3-level alphas.
Yeah.
They're both guys that if I told you, yeah, Justin Jefferson led the league in receiving next year. CeeDee Lamb led the league in receiving next year. Jamar Chase led the league in receiving next year. Like those are the 3 guys you would be least shocked of leading the league.
I wouldn't be very shocked if St. Brown led the league in receiving.
I would be shocked.
I also wouldn't be shocked if Tyreek did it too.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I wouldn't be shocked if Nico Collins did it.
I would be shocked if he led the league in receiving. Anyways, let's make this pick here. You want to go Buck?
Yeah, I'm cool with Buck.
Yeah, let's go with Herbert.
Yeah, let's do it.
We haven't taken much.
We got a Buck. We got a Cowboy. The best of both worlds.
Copium draft.
Yeah. Now we're gonna get Dak and Baker.
Yeah.
The double.
As we often do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say, what is the if you had to project out JJ McCarthy right now, what does his stat line look like?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, how many games are we?
Let's say he plays games. All the games that Darnold played last year. He played 17 games.
So okay, let's mathematically project it out. They're going to be a team that threw the ball how many times per game last year?
Well, let me ask you this: are they going to throw the same amount with a rookie quarterback?
No, but like it's something to base off of. Like I don't think it'll probably be exactly.
They're probably top 5 team in pass rate last year. I would imagine. Close to it.
Darnold had 545 attempts in 17 games. So like he didn't.
He actually was not a top 5 pass attempt team then.
They were just so damn efficient. He had 4,300 yards on 545 attempts and 35 touchdowns. So
yeah, they were about league average last year in terms of pass attempts. I'd say league average is probably about right.
Yeah, let's just say for ease sake, instead of 545 and 17, it's closer to 525.
Yeah.
Maybe you take a little natural dip.
Damn, I wanted Higgins to fall to us there. You want to go Jacobs here? I think he's probably the best player on the board.
I mean, Chase Brown's better, but I'm cool with Jacobs.
Yeah, we go JSN too. I don't mind JSN here.
Let's do JSN. Let's keep the wide receiver theme. We're gonna like a receiver at the next pick or running back at the next pick. Okay, so let's say it's 525 attempts. On 525 attempts, maybe that's 38 to 3,900 passing yards, and we'll say 25 to 27 touchdowns. Like, is that outrageous?
I think 25 is a good probably projection for him, and 3,800 seems a little high because Darnold only had 4,000 last year. So I'd say 3,750 or something like that.
But if you look at the stats of quarterbacks that started at least 17 games, like 3,800 is actually not that much.
Well, I'm just looking at the team passing yards, and Darnold was 6th in the NFL last year, which I don't imagine that the team passing yards would be 6th in the NFL for the Vikings.
Passing yards, leaders, NFL. 2025. Yeah, like I guess last year was more of a down passing year, but even so, like 3,800.
Kind of insane that only 4 teams exceeded 4,200 passing yards last year. Only 4 teams.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. Okay,
and also 2 of them were the Niners and Lions, who weren't really heavy pass attempt teams. Like The Bengals and Bucks were like the only two teams in the league that you can confidently say, like, yeah, they threw it all over the place.
Who the fuck said this?
Pittman was a better receiver than CD. But this is what I'm saying, dude. Like, some people are just absolute sand eaters.
Yeah, people just don't know ball, I fear. Don't know
Who's
ball.
the best is a product of skill plus situation. Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
I tend to think that CD is probably not the third best skilled wide receiver in the league. Like, I do think that that AJ Brown is a better player than him personally, like just pure talent level. And I also think that a healthy Tyreek Hill is a better player than him as well.
Not at this point.
Well, I'm saying a healthy Tyreek Hill. He wasn't healthy last year.
Fair.
He had like a broken hand or whatever.
I don't know. People love underrating CD.
I'm not saying I'm underrating CD. I would say he's probably like 5th or 6th best receiver in the league. I just don't think he's the 3rd best.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
That's fine. But from a fantasy perspective, he's obviously going to be a beast.
Yeah. Well, let's check the names on the board here, Spicy. Oh, wait. Please tell me if you notice something. Go back to the board. Please tell me what you notice.
Brees Hall to 401. Oh, what the hell? What the hell is this guy doing? Anybody who's named Randy is
dude,
they're usually you don't know a mentally unhinged guy that's not named Randy. Let's just put it that way.
I want Travie. Give me Trav.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well just like not even bother drafting in the 4th round if you're going to pick Trav every time.
We could do Jaden Daniels too. I'd capitulate on that.
I'd be cool with James Cook as well.
Or Devontae Smith because we have CD. I'm cool with any of those guys.
Yeah, I do have Smitty one spot ahead of Hunter.
I have Hunter ahead of him.
In my redraft rankings, we know. Danny, you have Hunter ahead of everyone.
Of course, bro. That's the way he should be. He's the best player in the world.
Are y'all taking trade questions? I mean, you don't have to submit it to the site. What the hell is this guy doing? This draft's getting tossed.
No, they won't toss this.
Hunter just went, unfortunately. You want to go Smitty then?
Yeah, we got Lamb. Nah, bro, this guy's checking me out. What is he doing?
But PR Fit, you could just drop your trade question in the chat. You don't have to go to the site if that's what you're planning on doing. Bush is tempting to go. To have again Dak, Lamb combo go nuclear and bounce them out and tone setter truthers. Yeah.
Nah, this draft won't get canceled. By the way, those guys are all going at high ADP.
Yeah, I think
the only way they would talk if it was like Matthew Stafford,
6 or 7 quarterbacks total.
Or if the quarterbacks there were different, if it was like Matthew Stafford and Bryce Young and fucking Dak Prescott or something, there, it's like those quarterbacks that y'all took go at that ADP.
Yeah, he's pulling the Nathan and just taking a couple spoonfuls of sand.
Yeah, literally though.
Guy was exposed to lead paint as a child. Damn. His baby room was just painted with lead paint.
Dr. Harris got such a good value on Omar.
That is nice. It was the Matt Ryan season when Pittman was peppered with targets in the first 3 weeks. Most people really thought CD wasn't top 10 skilled wide receiver until 2023. I mean, you're not wrong. People did think CD Lamb was quite overrated, including I was getting a little bit impatient with CD Lamb until that. Was it the final stretch of 2023 or 2022 that he had the?
Give me the man, the myth, the legend.
I would rather have Flowers than Pickens right now.
Counter CD Lamb, Devontae Smith,
Flowers
and George Pickens. Yeah, we
can go Pickens. I in a vacuum, I would still take Kittle, but we can go.
Yeah, I think Kittle's reasonable. I'm just saying because we have the correlation. We have the Cowboys build if we need to. Hopefully, we can just get a tight end falling back as people are panicking at quarterback.
At that depression, eating a bucket of ice cream, only it's sad.
Yeah.
Had to take Burrow and let Randy snipe me. That's funny.
Yeah, I don't blame you, dude. Oh my God. If we're waiting for Dak and then Randy takes him.
Yeah, that would be brutal. Trying to down tier from Puka. What do you think about Lad plus an early to mid first in 26 early to mid first plus a 27 second for Puka? I think that's enough of a return for me to move off of Puka. An early to mid projected 1 and a 2 in 2027 plus McConkey. I think I would do that.
Oh, okay. I see. I thought it was Puka and the second for the first and Lad. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, if that's
and also I would rather have Pickens or Reed, either one, over a 27
Yeah.
second for what it's worth.
Go for Pickens.
Go for Pickens, but I would take Reed over the second as well.
Sorry, I misread that. I thought he was giving up a 2 in Puka for the first and okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good return for Nacua. I think Nakua is worth probably a first, give or take, more than McConkey. But even then, like an early to mid projected first, I would still have a hard time pulling the trigger on. I would probably want a mid to late one.
Also, you guys play Carolina? No, who do you play? Who do we say we play? Miami. That's it, right? Who plays Carolina? It's another like pretty good matchup. I remember that.
Carolina and Seattle.
Yeah, that was like a low key one. Yeah, that was the low-key. I was just saying it because I wanted Chuba to fall back, but he went.
Chuba at 5'11" is really nice value.
It's a steal, bro. It's such a good value, man. I'm going to have to draft a whole lot of Puka, Chuba on the personal. I like Henderson a lot, too. Like if he's gonna be
I'd have a hard time passing on Olave or Judy if they fell to us also.
I'm cool with either of those guys.
Oh, man.
We're guaranteed with one of the three.
Yeah.
We could go. Also, I realize it's not even Philadelphia, Dallas. It's Dallas, Washington. Philadelphia, Dallas is this year.
Yeah, it is not Philadelphia. Dallas.
I'm cool with Judy.
Yeah, Judy.
It's Washington, Dallas. I just can't take Debo over Judy based off what Judy did last year. I'm so dumb. Yeah, literally last year, week 17 was Dallas, Philadelphia because I remember everybody was drafting it. Holy fuck, I got to get this year's week 17 into my brain.
Yep, got to inject it.
Yeah.
We probably want Judkins to fall to us ideally here.
That would be fantastic. That would be ideal.
Yeah.
It'd be the greatest, actually.
Would
Debo, if not?
Are the Browns one of those teams that even if you stack them, let's say you have Judkins and Judy, you're probably avoiding the quarterback position?
Yeah.
Because I think it would be fun to get kind of unique and just assume Flacco kind of sun runs the whole year. But I think at certain points, they'd probably want to get Shedeur out there or Gabriel or Pickett out there to see what else they can do. I mean,
Caleb?
Brian was probably not going to let us have that.
Caleb?
Yeah, Laporta. If Laporta falls, he'd be a nice pick for us. Pittsburgh and Cleveland play each other in week 17. So
that's what
Caleb
I mean.
would also not be terrible.
I love Caleb here. I would love a good Caleb. Judkins going is tough though. It was a good pick though. Dr. Brian Harris, sharp player.
Damn, fucking Laporta went.
Go with that.
Yeah, Caleb's fine with me.
Yeah.
We should probably get more of a productive running back with our next pick. Like a Pollard or a Swift or a Jones or something like that.
I'll go with that. We're probably gonna have to take Dax in too. Or by round 9, round 10.
In a 16-man one quarterback league, would you take Caleb Johnson or RJ Harvey?
I'd have Caleb Johnson ranked over RJ Harvey and they play in the same position.
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking redraft, I would take Harvey, but if you're talking dynasty, I'd take Caleb.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Is that a market inefficiency?
To
have Harvey going much higher in redraft, but then also prefer Caleb in dynasty? Because part of me is like, that sounds wrong.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I have Caleb Johnson ranked higher than RJ Harvey in redraft.
Okay, I don't. I have Harvey ranked higher.
Well, I think as long as you have them close, it's reasonable because you're acknowledging that Caleb Johnson's a younger running back where if he had a big year, he has more market upside versus if RJ Harvey had a big year. If they both had big years, Caleb Johnson would be ranked higher on the market than RJ Harvey would, just simply because of the age dynamic.
Yeah, like I have them in the same tier. I have RJ Harvey at RB25 in redraft. He's going like RB17, which to me is just ridiculously high.
He's RB24 for me, and I have Caleb at RB20.
Yeah, I have Caleb at 29. Like I have a large group of veterans ahead of him.
You better have Jalen Warren rate the fuck up there then, because somebody's touching the football.
Honestly, it's more that I just think that Aaron Jones has a good projection, Swift has a good projection, James Conner has a good projection. It's not really anything against Caleb Johnson.
Steelers will run the piss out of the football. Arthur Smith is calling the run scheme. You have to have Jalen Warren or Caleb Johnson as a top 25 option. One of them has to be. There's just way too much running volume there, bro.
There is, but like, there's a lot of running volume in Arizona.
Fair. I just think
there's a lot of good touchdown opportunity and big play upside for DeAndre Swift and Aaron Jones. Like, I don't know. To me, I just prefer those guys.
Yeah,
It's not really
I mean,
anything to do with like Jalen Warren thinking he's going to work into the huge workload or anything. It's just that early in the year, he probably will be a pest to Caleb Johnson. And I think that Connor, Swift, Aaron Jones are probably just better projections.
Yeah, I mean, I would take him, but like, I don't think you're out of line. Dolphins, Bucks could go. Fuck, you guys don't. We could go Mecca and Baker here too.
Yeah, I think we'd probably have to take Baker first.
Yeah, and then we take Dak after that, and then build out running backs the next like 5
I'm cool
picks.
taking Baker here though.
Let's take Baker first, and let's take a Mecca after. Worst case scenario, let's just say we don't get a Mecca. What do we do?
We could grab. I wouldn't be opposed to Scabber.
I'd be cool with it. What other running backs are there though? Like I prefer Tracy straight up, honestly.
I
know you don't.
I honestly don't know what to do with those two guys.
Let's just hope we get Agbuka. Although we're not going to, because Dr. Brian Harris is going to stick a fork in our hearts.
Yeah, there's like nothing I really feel good about in this range. Like, is it me or is this range of running backs a lot worse?
Fuck, man, we knew it. Yeah. Okay.
Is it me or did the 9th, 8th, 9th, 10th round feel a lot better before? Like last year and the year before? For running back specifically.
Is Auten going to be our tight end 3? I'm not taking Cooper Kupp. I'm not doing it.
I think that's a bit too high for Kupp.
Like I have him like 130 in my rankings.
I'm cool going Tracy here if you want to go Tracy.
You cool with Tracy? Okay, we can go
cool with Tracy. I mean, I'll probably until we hear more about that backfield, I'm probably just gonna split my exposure up between Tracy and Scadaboo. One thing I will say is that we have JSN and Cooper Kupp had slid 14 picks past ADP. Like it's not the worst. It wouldn't have been the worst time to get your odd Cooper Kupp share. You're not going to probably draft him most of the time.
Yeah. To me, it's just I've been wrestling on whether I prefer Adam Thielen or Cooper Kupp. And I know that sounds outrageous, but I went over like their profiles are very fucking similar.
Similar.
I have Cooper Kupp 133 overall, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just never getting him at all.
Age plus delta of Warren versus McLaughlin. Yeah.
We could go with Jonnu. You don't like Jonnu. Never mind.
I do not like Jonnu, no.
He didn't say
was offered neighbors. What's up?
Randy already took Jonnu. Never mind.
This guy's team is fucking garbage.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I didn't know he had Josh Allen too.
Yeah, he did. That was the first thing we pointed out.
Oh, right.
Hurts and Allen.
Oh my God.
Was offered Neighbors, McBride, Saquon for Harrison, Tet, Bijan, Harvey, and Pitts. Thoughts?
Okay, Neighbors equals Bijan plus what?
I have Neighbors and Bijan pretty much ranked equal, so that would be a wash for me.
It's just gonna be the right side here, right? There's just way too much.
Yeah, like I would say Tet and Saquon, give or take, balance each other out. I have Harrison and McBride like borderline back to back, but if someone preferred McBride, I wouldn't, obviously argue with them. I think that's probably fine. But Harvey and Pitts, you're basically pocketing Harvey.
It's not a bad offer though.
Scadaboo has the best chance of replicating Bucky's success. I don't think that's a bad take at all.
I'm worried because I think he's only going to be a role specific player because I don't know if he's going to have enough juice to take on a full workhorse role. And we saw Tracy take on I guess not a full role because he did get spelled at times. And there's a question mark in terms of the type of uses that Scadaboo is going to have is probably going to be more valuable. I just genuinely think it's going to be a space back versus a power back situation. They're going to be a committee.
Yeah.
And for me, Tracy might have more spike weeks because of the big play upside, but then you can argue if Scadaboo does monopolize the goal line carries, then that's going to be.
Do you take Tootin and push Dak, or you want to just take Prescott?
I just want to take Dak.
Do we have the same bye week for Baker and Dak? No,
we're good. No, we're good.
We're fine.
I don't want to deal with Randy.
I'm nervous at running back, man. Like every year it feels like the round 11, 12, 13, 14. You're like, I like the projections here. Everyone sucks this year, man, in that range.
Javonte or Etienne or Tootin, obviously.
You feel excited about a lot of those guys?
Not really.
I mean, I feel excited about Tootin, but ETN and fucking Javonte, like, God, that is gross.
Yeah, I mean, we can get Eckler after too. I actually really like Eckler later in the.
I feel like 3 years ago, ETN Javonte would have been 14th round picks.
Yeah, you're not wrong. All right, what do we need? Do we need a tight end too? We have 0 tight ends. What are we doing at tight end?
Yeah,
I mean, Ferguson's got to be one at this point, right?
Yeah, Ferguson and Otten will both make sense for the team that we have.
I'm actually so baked. This whole time I was thinking in the context of the Cowboys by the Eagles in Week 17.
This guy's been sniping us all fucking draft, and I really hope he does not take him. God damn, dude. You want to go Warren here?
Njoku.
I'd rather have Warren than Njoku slightly.
I'll go with Warren. I'm just thinking we have Judy.
Yeah, let's go Njoku then.
Because, dude, I have Njoku. He's my biggest discrepancy.
You have him like 3, Danny. You don't have to spoil anything.
I have him ranked 82 overall. And we got him at 124.
Yeah.
Like, why shouldn't he be a single-digit round pick? Why are we getting him in round 11?
I mean, I don't actually disagree with you. I have him at 101.
Yeah, like.
But I have Warren at 96. So that's what I would have went with there.
That's fair. I just think I was cool with Warren too. It's just the tiebreaker for me was the fact that we had Judy.
Yeah. Have you guys looked at any over/under win totals? I mean, I know Danny's been staring intently at the Cowboys one.
Well, 7.5 is ridiculous.
Yeah,
7.5.
Yeah, it seems a little bit low. Njoku punished by not having a QB, dude.
He didn't last year, and he was top 5 points per game.
If Flacco plays like 10 games, how is Njoku not returning on ADP?
No, I know. Like, dude, he just feels so free at this range of the draft.
Yeah. Like, am I saying the Browns of all teams are going to figure out their quarterback position this year? Like, probably not. They're the friggin' Browns. But kind of like a DGAF, let Joe Flacco play 8 games to start the year. Like, I could see Njoku being a really good early season play at the tight end position. And then maybe the wheels fall off down the stretch because they're probably wanting to play Shadur because they want to know if they need to draft a quarterback and that kind of thing.
Spicy, can you check if Eckler's available?
I was hoping McMillan might have slid back to us. That's kind of unfortunate.
I don't think blue is outrageous too. Okay, so 157. So we could probably get him not at this upcoming pick, but the pick after. So that's good to know.
Blue feels a little rich for one.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I'll let you make this pick. I've dictated the last few. I'm cool with any really running back.
I would be very comfortable with Tajay Spears with this pick. I think he's really solid value here.
Yeah, I'll let you make this one. If you want Spears, we can go Spears.
Yeah, I don't hate taking Ferguson as well, knowing that we're going to get
maybe Eckler on the way back too.
Yeah,
I'm cool with it.
I don't think we have to take Eckler yet for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. He's probably a 14th rounder then, knowing the ADPs there.
There goes fucking Spears again, man. I can't catch a break with some of these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess blue is past ADP. I'm probably not going to draft him too much at that price tag. So
yeah, we have correlation. Makes sense because we basically took the anti-Javonte bet because we already bet on the Cowboys passing the ball, and theoretically, if blue's the back to own in Dallas, it'll typically mean they're passing the ball more. And we already have Dak in the passing game, so it's like indirect correlation.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, let's go with blue.
Yeah, okay, we could do that then.
Yeah, and then if Ferguson slides to us, he slides to us. We can take him too.
I dig it.
Yeah, we're kind of weak at running backs. Probably a 6 RB build that we need.
Yeah. Well, we're pretty set at wide receiver for the most part.
Our wide receivers are like
we need one
heavy that we're good.
Like one, honestly, I'm cool ending receiver at 6. Like we're pretty set.
I would probably still want 7, but our last receiver can be like a 17th or an 18th rounder.
So like we're gonna end up with 2 quarterbacks more than likely. Who's our quarterbacks? Probably. Baker and Dak. 3 tight ends. So that's a 2-3 right there. Then we have 13 more rounds between running back and receiver. I personally think it should be a 2-7-6-3. Oh, yeah, damn.
You want 7 running backs?
Or it should be a 2-6-7-3. It's one of those.
Yeah,
two.
I would go 6 running backs, personally.
Yeah, I'm cool with either. Ferguson going there, though, that was expected.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I'd be cool getting some like Pitts or Likely even here, too. I'd be fine with that. But we probably should take a running back.
Who does Dr. Brian Harris have for the Cowboys? He had someone, right? Oh, no, he probably just went best player available. He needed a tight end.
I'd be cool with Garendo here, too.
Yeah.
I also, actually, to be honest with you, I think Tank Bigsby's the best pick on the board, not even close.
Yeah. Well, then we go 2 running backs in a row then, because we need Eckler next pick. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we'll do that then. So we'll take him here. And man, Eckler falling back would be really nice.
Is this the short turn? No, it's the long turn, unfortunately.
It's the long term. But like this is like the onesie range, so we gotta hope.
My running back room needed a vet, wanted Tootin, but couldn't.
Yeah.
5.5 Saints total feels high. Yeah,
3 under.
High for me. Traded Travis, guys, dude.
Wait, no. What the fuck? Anyone who suggests Michael Wilson's a good no, I don't think anybody's saying or excited that Michael Wilson's a good pick. It's more so I have Cardinals correlation.
The only way in which I would draft Michael Wilson is if I had Cardinals or Bengals. It's the only way.
That's really it. That's really the only way. If anybody's actually happy about standalone Michael Wilson, they're urine.
Yeah. What's going on, Michael?
Let's get Michael.
I know he's a complete sicko with the best ball stuff too.
Yes, sir.
Friggin' starving, man. I'm gonna make a Greek bowls or something for dinner.
Greek balls?
Greek bowls. I make my own. I got a tzatziki recipe that's like so fucking good. So I've been making my own like Greek bowls lately.
Hey, that's hype.
Good like meal prep kind of food.
Now I'm starting for life. What tight ends are available? I'm kind of getting nervous.
Yeah, they're not good.
Ertz fits. Ertz actually fits, unironically.
Yeah, Ertz Otten would probably be the way we close it out.
Yeah, Henry's a decent option too. Jasicki. Yeah, no, we're good. We got some options there.
It's kind of satisfying when you do a 3 tight end build and you have all different bye weeks as well.
Yeah,
like it's nice to space them out. Obviously, I wouldn't like use that really to make any decisions, but it is kind of nice to have that be the case.
I like our receivers. We're pretty fucking balanced.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, dude. If Garendo or Algier fall, they might be hard to pass on too. Okay, Garendo just went.
I mean, I think I really like Eckler here.
Yeah, I mean, given the archetypes of running backs that we have, I think Algier would be a better pick, but that's fine. He just went anyways.
Well, we have more upside backs.
Yeah, but Algier is just like a beast. I don't know. He just has like better. He just has a better projection to me.
It's just because you said our archetype of backs we have. I thought we had more upside, so Eckler would be more floor. Like I actually would like.
I mean, Algier. I view both of them as kind of like floor plays, to be honest. Because Algier will give you 2 or 3 good weeks in addition to the standalone upside.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, let's go with Eckler. Shout out.
Don't go with Ertz, Dr. Brian Harris. Just leave us Ertz. That's all we ask is Zach Ertz. You already took Ferguson. You have Debo. Just leave us Ertz.
To be honest with you, dude, I could really care less if Zach Ertz falls to us. Like, I'll take Hunter Henry.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I just know you don't.
Zach Ertz is not going to keep me up at night for not getting him.
If you want Ertz, go treat yourself. Hey, yo, treat yourself. To the waiter.
Facts.
Nah, if you guys are unfamiliar, we were at what was the pizza spot called? It was the
something
John Beecher Street.
John Street or something pizza or something like that.
John on Beecher Street, I think it was called. So we ate our pizza. There was 1 slice left, and the guy was asking because we couldn't take it because we were going. Oh, god damn it! I knew he would do that. We couldn't take it obviously to the Yankees game. So everybody was just like, is anybody going to eat this last slice? No. So this guy went to go collect like our waste and stuff. I'm like, yeah, we got 1 slice here. You got to treat yourself.
Yeah, Danny's just suggesting that the waiter eats it in front of us.
Damn.
Don't pick Ertz. LOL, let him fall. Whoops. He's going to be the pick. JSN going to be a 1-2 turn pick next year? I mean, is Sam Darnold still a quarterback?
Give me a big hunt.
Yeah, let's go Hunter Henry. I think he probably makes the most sense. Hunter Henry is just going to be the grilled salmon selection that we all make.
Oh yeah. So we're ending off with 2 receivers and a tight end then?
Yeah.
I'm good with that. Yeah. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, I think that's a fine way to close out the build. Had the Washington-Dallas correlation, Drew. Yeah, I guess we didn't have that.
Makes sense. Yeah, we did. We had Dak.
I know. I'm saying that's what I said. Like, well, I guess we didn't have that either. If you miss Ertz and have elite tight end.
Yo, I don't mind that being our tight end 3 either. Hear me out.
Isn't
it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't qualify having Njoku and Hunter Henry being enough flexibility that we could take a 0 and Ben Sinnott for like probably 8 games.
Yeah.
It would be kind of annoying if Ben Sinnott did exactly what McBride did, which is come out from the shadows of Zach Ertz and just be a dominant league winner.
Well, if there's going to be a team that we would benefit most from Ben Sinnott being a league winner down the stretch, it would be a Hunter Henry, David Njoku build.
To be honest with you, I think the type of team I would take Ben Sinnott on would be a Sam Laporta, Hunter Henry, like Ben Sinnott. Like I would want one of the top 6 or 7 guys before.
Well, you're just doing that for theoretical security. Like theoretically, for me, if this team advanced with a weak tight end core, and then Ben Sinnott is what we needed down the stretch.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like you just have more room for upside because he's filling the tight end spot.
I guess that what you would want to build it like Sam Laporta and Ben Sinnott only.
Or something like that.
Because then you'd have 2 guys that can ping pong that you weren't expecting in terms of capital.
Yeah. Or for us specifically, it'd be like we have 2 weaker tight ends that like again, like I think I think Njoku's just mispriced. I don't think he's a weaker tight end. I'm just saying in terms of where the market values him. I don't know why the market values him so cheap. He's such a fucking awesome player.
K. Dotton just went. That's unfortunate.
I'd
be cool with either of the 2 old Unk receivers here.
Tyler Lockett or Keenan Allen?
Keenan and Hopkins.
Oh, I was going to say Tyler Lockett.
I think we could get him with our next pick. I'd go Hopkins here.
I'm cool with Hopkins. Let's do Hopkins.
I think he'll score 5 or 6 touchdowns this year. I don't know. He seems decent.
Okay, I'm almost done dreaming.
Freaking Randy sniping me on Schultz. No one ever has been mad that they got sniped on Dalton Schultz. Let's just be perfectly clear about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, Ladd is the most likely late second rounder to climb the 1-2 turn. Yeah, I mean, Ladd could be a first round pick next year if he has a monster season.
For sure.
I feel like everyone's got like a little like Ladd McConkey bias right now. Like I know I was doing mock drafts with my buddies in my redraft league, and they saw like McConkey going like mid to late second, and they were like, "Ladd McConkey goes this high?" Like it's just a white man can't jump receiver or whatever. That they're like, "Oh, this guy sucks" or whatever.
Yeah, it was just like the inverse last year. If you remember when you were talking about how your uncle was like, "I was Saquon Barkley to the Eagles, not like a top 4 pick," and then the industry just all had him like as a 2-3 turn guy because like, dude, like Saquon Barkley,
push. You ever heard of it?
Dude, like he's technically going to like this very, very good spot, but like you can't actually take him till the 301 strikes on the board.
Yeah. My uncle is like a raging casual, only watches Browns games, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, I've never played fantasy football, but if I had a pick, I would take Saquon Barkley like first overall." And it was kind of a raging sharp pick by him.
Yeah, he kind of actually cooked.
Yeah,
nobody knew it until it happened. You know, nobody knew it was a cook until it happened.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that's a problem with like a Kittlecraft Sinnott or a McBride Hawkinson Sinnott is that like, do you need Sinnott on that team? Like, you're probably better allocating resources to a different position. The best way is definitely to take it an elite tight end and then go in a different direction. Do we want to? I think Keenan Allen's the best pick on the board here.
I'm not double dipping Hopkins and Allen. I'm sorry.
Okay, you want to go Coker or Lockett or Tesla or something?
Let's have some fun. Let's go.
AD Mitchell would be kind of fun.
Let's go with some Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Definitely not Isaac Tesla.
I think AD Mitchell would be kind of fun with our last pick.
We need a tight end.
Oh, right. Yeah, we do. What was I going to say? Just traded Travis Hunter for Buka, Caleb Johnson, Judkins, Trevion, and a 26 second. Thoughts? I mean, if you're in a deep league and you need a lot of pieces on a rebuild or something, I think that's a fine return.
Yeah.
I mean, you got essentially for the 102, you essentially got the 106, 7, and 8. And my 112 and Caleb Johnson and a second and 26. Like I think that's more than a fine return.
Do you guys go to the States and load up a bunch of slows? Is there much difference in EV drafting slows? So to answer the first question, we're actually planning to go to Buffalo to load up our first set of slows soon. Probably next week, right? Like
in the next whenever like a good 3 entry, 5 entry max contest launches is probably the time to go do it.
Yep, for sure. By the way, apparently my mom's been trying to reach me, which I didn't know. My phone's at 3%. I'll call her right after the stream.
Sounds good. I'm so glad you updated me on that. It was going to keep me up at night.
No, sorry. That's why I was talking to the side.
Do you got? He also said, "Is there much of an EV difference drafting slows?" I would say it's probably positive EV to draft all fasts, personally, because you get people missing picks, and it's harder to make, especially like in 20-second clock teams or whatever. If you're dialed in and you're focused for all 150 of your drafts, it would probably be better to do that. Plus, generally, I would say people who draft a ton of slows are probably going to be better drafters. Like, how many casuals are drafting slows? Realistically,
not many. Yeah,
like you like if you're a casual and you draft 10 best ball
casuals are drafting.
You're probably drafting all of them fast.
Casuals aren't drafting for a team. Casuals are drafting for the thrill of the draft. Like they care. Like obviously they care if that team cashes or not because they're looking and they're checking. But realistically, that is like the team cashing isn't their incentive of doing their draft. Their incentive of doing the draft is because, oh fuck, I got an hour to kill. I want to have some fun and build a team.
Yeah.
Like us, for what it's worth, actually. Like even though we're not casual, it's like we're eager. Like obviously we're making content out of it, so it is a different perspective. But I mean, we just love hopping on, and whether this team is one that advances to the final, whether this team is the one that finishes 8th in their pod, like we're still gonna get enjoyment out of doing this for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, he said, I watched a bit of Hayden and Josh's must draft second year receivers or whatever, and they definitely went pretty on and on about Ladd McConkey. We want to go Ferguson here.
We said Ben Sinnott.
Do we want to do the Ben Sinnott thing?
Yeah.
I think he's gone. Oh, he's there. Okay.
I'm all for it.
Let's roll with Ben Sinnott.
Scroll the fuck down, baby.
Let's do it. Ben Sinnott, most notably this year's Trey McBride.
Yep. You'll never know until we take our chances. And I also think a healthy exposure to, even if he is a 0, bro, the fact that you get X percentage of him in the 18th round, like also think too, what is his ownership percentage going to be? If he, like best case scenario for us, he gets hype news in the offseason and he becomes like a 15th or 16th round pick, or worst case, he doesn't get any news and his ownership percentage is going to be low.
Yeah. It's a pretty, if he hits, like, I mean, he's going to be in a great spot there.
Like I just don't see any losing of taking a guy like
that. I live in Ontario. Yeah, we're in Ontario as well, so we got to do the slows. My last pick is my BBM 5 hero helping me place 150. Who is Brian's last pick?
I didn't see. Let's take a look. 1812.
Oh, my last pick. Okay, so he hasn't picked it yet.
No, you would have picked. Oh no,
no, the draft isn't over yet, so you still got to pick him. I only do fast and can attest to people screwing up more often. Yeah, definitely. Definitely the case.
It'd be draft number 6.
Yes, sir. Let's see what did Brian end up picking with his last pick. I'm curious.
Tyler Conklin, the boy.
Big Tyler Conklin. Did he have a good week in week 17?
I think so. I think he had like 2 touchdowns, no?
Oh shit, he must have.
Yeah, shout out.
Mason, that'll be our last one that we end up doing.
I actually have to go pick up my mom and literally
I'm like starving also. So you definitely got to be locked in on fast drafts. Absolutely. That's what we're going to try. And I would say we'll try and rip through at least 30 on stream this year, if not more, BBMs. Because if we're able to do these 20-second ones, we rip 3 instead of 2 in a stream too. It definitely helps us out to get through, because we've gotten through 6 already. We've only done 2 streams. Like we should be able to get through 30 or 40 BBMs, given 3 BBM rips. But anyways, yeah, appreciate you guys for joining us. We are probably going to sign off now. We do want to remind you that Underdog, of course, if you guys are new to it, promo code FSE gets you up to $1,000 in bonus funds on the site. BBM 6 is the drafts that we were just doing, $15 million in total prizes, $2 million if you can take it down. And the extender token as well. Make sure you guys use that if you guys are picking players. The longer the series, the bigger the boost. And you do have to use it in game 1, which the last game 1 of the NBA finals is tonight, of the New York Knicks and the Pacers. Obviously, yesterday's was the first game of the Western Conference final. And there's a new customer gimme pick here for Halliburton if you want to add that into your entry. This is the entry, I believe. Sorry, that was the one that I did yesterday, which absolutely crashed out and failed. The one that I did today on the TikTok, I'll flash on the screen here, and then I'll get Spicy to flash the other one that we did just now. That is the one that I did on my TikTok today. Brunson going higher than his PRA. He's been just the focal point of that team so far. He's going to have probably, and as you mentioned, they've been playing a lot of slugfests, and the Pacers don't really invite those. Spicy P, his total was down to 28.5 in a lot of books, so I liked taking the lower of the value there. And then Cat going rebounds plus assists. His averages against the Pacers have been like damn near 12 rebounds a game, and the assist total of 1.5 that he has is catching a lot of steam. So I kind of liked playing it through the rebounds and the assists that way.
Plus, if you check out the pick'em that we made today on stream, if you guys were actually in stream earlier, probably at this point, an hour and a half ago or so is when we made this.
Yeah, probably the 45 to 50-ish minute mark. We had the Halliburton higher points and assists. Obviously, he's going to be dishing the rock like crazy. You got to honestly hope for the points there. The assists will probably be there given the way that he plays. Josh Hart, Odds Jams fantasy tool just absolutely loves him tonight for whatever reason. The books are undervaluing him. And then Miles Turner, you mentioned there, he's probably going to have some space to be able to work. Yeah, to be able to work on the 3-point line there. And I mean, this entry would become even easier if you swapped out that Halliburton pick for the free square if you were a new customer over on Underdog. So definitely check that out if you guys are interested, and make sure to stay tuned tomorrow. We got some Dynasty content. And then this weekend, I would say probably starting on Saturday, give or take, is when we'll have the first edition of Redraft rankings, best ball rankings, and so on. So stay tuned for that. Those will be recorded in person. Me and Danny will be ripping those. Should be a ton of fun. Appreciate you as always, Spicy, for helping us out. And we will pop out of here. Appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Take care.